Braves across the front of the uniform in narrow block letters. You got the black pants with the half red stripe on the bottom half of the pants, and then the black helmet with the red stripe flanked by 2 white stripes, and Braves in red letters trimmed in white, arced on both sides of the helmet. Corydon's helmet, old gold with the Black Panther head logo on both sides. The Panthers won the toss. They decided to defer to the second half, so they will kick off tonight. And for the first time ever, Gavin Hanger, who is a 5'11", 140-pound freshman, will be kicking off for this Corydon team. We'll try to get to the starters as soon as possible here tonight. Hanger will be kicking from right to left or from east to west, and the Braves will receive. Brock Dean back, and he will let this ball roll out of bounds. Looked like one of the Braves might have gotten a hand on it there, but flag comes down, and that's an automatic penalty, which means the Braves will take over first down and 10 at their own 35-yard line to start their first drive up 20-26. New starting quarterback Eli Hutchinson at 6'2", 185 and a junior. His offensive line at left tackle Colton Merrifield at 6 foot 200 and a junior. The left guard is Eric Justice, 5'11", 205 and a senior. The center Ian Hutchinson, 6 foot 185 and a sophomore. Dalton Brazel at right guard, 6 foot 220 and a senior. The right tackle is Ernest Harrison at 6 foot 255 and a senior. Wide receiver Kai Trueblood, 6'1", 165 and a senior. The tight end is Ethan Wheels at 6'3", 205 and a senior. Shotgun formation for the Braves going from left to right. Hutchinson gets the snap quickly, throws it out to Kai Trueblood out in the flat on the far side toward the Brownstown sideline, and he's run out of bounds at the 47. That'll be a completion for 12 yards from Hutchinson to Trueblood, and that will result in a quick first down for the Braves going to the short pass game to start off. Their slot backs in the backfield, Lyndon Lanier to start at 6'1", 175 and a junior. Brock Dean, 6'2", 160 and a senior. The fullback is Landon Alt, 6 foot 165 and a senior. Braves at the 47 in their own territory. First down and 10. Hutchinson fakes the handoff, then gets almost slipped on the turf. Then he's loose. He gets into Corydon territory, finally gets toppled across the 40-yard line. He's going to get a pretty nice pickup here. This will be 14 yards, and he shouldn't have been able to get more than 2, but he kept his balance. The Panthers didn't know where he was, and he picks up yet another first down.
Got a Panther down.
Can't see who it is. I guess JoJo McCarty was the one who made the tackle there on Hutchinson. His brother Isaac graduated. He was one of those 19 seniors last year playing at Central Michigan University up in Mount Pleasant. Really see who it is that's down right now. I haven't been able to identify a number, but the Corydon training staff is out there on the field right now. And timeout on the field very early on, 11:39 left here in the first quarter here at Panther Field in Corydon. And helped up, and that might be JoJo McCarty, actually. Yep, that is. He's slow to get up. Been dealing with a little bit of illness this week that's been going around here at the high school. He'll come out for a play at minimum. He may be out longer, but he's got his head down and very slowly walking back over to the sideline. We'll see if JoJo's able to come back or not. Hopefully he'll be able to get back out there in due time. Meantime, for Brownstown, they are in Corydon Central territory at the 39-yard line, 1st and 10. They'll go back to the shotgun with Hutchinson. Dean is the slot back to the near side. To the far side, it's Lanier. The fullback lined up is Landon Alt. Lined up next to Dean. Hutchinson gets the snap, fakes the handoff. He'll run again, and he's going to get more yardage up to the 30. Broken tackle, 25 up near the 20-yard line. He's run out of bounds on the far side. Looks like Kyler Vest, or actually Beckett Likes, was the one who ran him out. 17 yards, and the Panther defense getting gashed. 3 plays and 3 first downs for this Brownstown offense, and this Panther team just looks like they don't know how to handle the spin on the quarterback. And it's been going on for a long time. It's not anything new, but you would hope they would have that shored up more this year. So far, it hasn't worked. Shotgun for Hutchinson again. Trueblood, the receiver, split out near side. Here's the snap. Double handoff, and here goes Lanier. He's off to the races, going to go in for a touchdown right in front of the R of Central. That was easy. 22 yards. They ran their double handoff scissors action. And that touchdown for Lanier will be his first of the season, as it will be for the Braves, who made that look way too easy. 40 seconds in, and they already have a touchdown after running 4 plays. It will be Nathaniel Conyer, 6'1", 175, and a senior on to kick. Dawson Branneman, 6 foot 140, and a junior will be the holder. The long snapper is the center, Ian Hutchinson. The snap is good. The hold is down. Kick is up, and it's right through the middle. Braves get off to a hot start, 7-0, 4 plays, and they march 65 yards down the field to get on the board first here tonight, here at Panther Field in Corydon. Didn't get to finish with Coach Keller there. He was talking about Brownstown. They're not as big this year with the seniors they lost, especially up front. They lost a lot of guys who had a lot of size on their front line. They're not as big this year, but that offensive line won every single play on that drive, and that was something Coach May was concerned about, but he has got to be feeling better about his offensive line after that drive.
So far, it looks vintage Brownstown.
We see it every year when we see this team. But it's just it. Coach Keller mentioned they reload. It doesn't matter who they lose or how many they lose. They always have enough guys that come back, and they're very well coached in what they do, too. That's why Reed May's a Hall of Fame coach, too.
Yeah. They do an excellent job.
He's at his 34th year. Their record, 326-66 with Coach May. 326 wins, including that first state championship appearance last year. Conyer kicks this deep, and McCarty drops it. There'll be an automatic touchback as JoJo was back deep along with Cole Simpson. And also, I see who else was back there. I think it was Braxton Upton, 5'10", 185, and a junior. Panthers will start at their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. And we'll see if the Panthers are able to respond offensively. Got a long way to go, 80 yards to reach the end zone. It'll be Bobby Sharp at quarterback. The senior at 6 foot 185 has been a starter since his freshman year, technically his 4th year as a starter. He played more often than not last year before that injury. He'll go to the I formation to start. Here's the snap, the handoff, and not much there. A yard at best. And I believe it was Vest who carried it. Kyler Vest in there, and then the tackle for Brownstown, say Eric Justice, who's playing defensive tackle. Ernest Harrison is the other D tackle. Ethan Wheels is one defensive end. Colton Merrifield is the other. Just 1 yard for Kyler Vest, and that'll be a 2nd down and 9 coming up here for Corydon Central. They are going from east to west or from right to left here in this first quarter. Much room there. There's a snap, another handoff, and this time he hesitated and it cost him. Kyler goes back behind the line of scrimmage, and he gets knocked back for a 2-yard loss. It'll be 3rd down and 11 coming up here at the 19-yard line in the Panthers' own territory.
They were on him quick. Just as soon as he touched the ball, he hesitated just enough, and 2 of them hammered him. Very quick.
Didn't take long, and unfortunately for Coach Keller, he said he didn't want to go to the spread too much. I think he's going to have to loosen up this defense. If Bobby can get it where it needs to go. He'll go under center. Vest will be the back behind him. 2 receivers to either side of the formation. The snap, drop back, Sharp looking over the middle. Doesn't have anybody to go to. He'll tuck it and run. He's not going to have much room to go, though. Gets up to the 23 and taken down from behind as he ran toward the far sideline. And making the tackle was Kylis Brock at 6'1", 165. That'll be a 4-yard run for Bobby, and that will bring up 4th down and 7. Panthers will have to punt here unless they've got an excellent fake up their sleeve here. Well, gain of 1, a loss of 2, and a gain of 4. That's how the drive goes for the Panthers, down to 9.5 minutes here in this opening quarter. On to punt will be the freshman, Gavin Hanger, 5'11", 140. He's going to be handling all the kicking. The snap, oh, man, he just barely got that punt away. It's a good punt, though. It sails up, and then it's caught on the run. Dean gets it at the 37. He's able to shake 1 tackle and another tackle. Now he'll shake a 3rd tackle, but he's grabbed from behind and finally drugged down at the 49 of the Braves. He got away easily on that first one. Second guy almost got him. Then the 3rd guy finally was able to wrestle him to the ground, but that was a pretty good return for Dean considering he was on the run backwards when he had to catch it.
Spin's really bothering Corydon right now. He spun 3 times and got out of 2 of the tackles.
Even if Brownstown's not as big, they are definitely quick.
Yeah, they're quick.
And that's not just with this sport. It's in football or in basketball as well with Coach Benter. Hutchinson will go to the shotgun again in the single wing offense. Fullback got the hands up, and we've got motion. There is a lot of movement, and that has got to be a penalty. This might go on the Braves. Yep, it'll be a false start on Brownstown. I thought the movement came from the right side of the line there, and that's not going to make Coach May very happy. So it'll be spotted back at the 44-yard line. First penalty on either team tonight. 9:09 to go here in the opening quarter. 7-0 is the score in favor of Brownstown Central. Braves have it again, looking to strike again. They averaged over 51 points a game on offense last year, a program record. Snap. No handoff here. He's going to try to throw, but Hutchinson gets hit. He goes down for a loss. Great tackle in the backfield there. Mason Pettigo, the 5'11", 185-pound senior, is able to get Hutchinson down for a 4-yard loss. Second down, and we'll call it 19 after that run. He was actually dropping back to throw, but the Panthers able to get back there, and it wasn't just Mason. It was Jonathan Lynch who was back there too. Second and 19 for the Braves at the 40-yard line in their own territory. Back in the shotgun is Hutchinson. Here's the snap. He'll tuck it and run this time. He's got room to go. He's going to get hit. Finally gets toppled around the 47. They'll give him the 48, maybe. They'll say 47. So it's a 7-yard run for Hutchinson. He gets some of that yardage back. And Caleb Walden is the one who will get credit for the tackle here. So it'll be 3rd down and 12 coming up here for Brownstown, coming down to the 8-minute mark here of the opening quarter. In the shotgun is Hutchinson. He's got Trueblood, the receiver, split out to the far side or to the left of the formation. In motion goes Nolan Nairn, and the handoff is faked, and Hutchinson able to get across midfield. Caleb Walden again there to get the tackle. He'll get up to the 46-yard line. Brandon Bakhtin also there as well. That'll be a 7-yard carry, 4th down and 5 coming up here for Brownstown. I lose the football at least once or twice every time you see Brownstown. I got really close to losing it that time. Hutchinson in the shotgun, and he'll punt this. He is their punter as well as their quarterback. This one may have been too good. Yep, it's in the end zone. That thing hit the top of the L in the back of the end zone. So it'll come out to the 20-yard line. Much better job for the Panther defense, but the Braves hurt themselves with that early penalty. And just like Kurt Signetti at Indiana, Coach May is not going to be happy with any penalties that occur. And Coach May is a lot more vocal on the sideline than Coach Signetti is. Coach Signetti's got the death stare going for him there. So the punt, with 7:18 to go here in the quarter. Brownstown only had the ball for 1:53 seconds there. They lead 7-0 right now over the Panthers. Opening night of the high school football season here from Panther Field in Corydon. Here is a handoff, and Aiden Hibbs gets the carry for the Panthers. He doesn't have a lot of yardage there, but he will pick up 2. However, a flag is down, and it's going to be on the Panthers. This will come back. Well, it'll be a hold on Corydon Central. That'll spot the ball back at the 10-yard line. First penalty on the Panthers tonight. 2 penalties now total, and 1 on Brownstown for a false start, and Corydon Central getting called for the hold. It'll be 1st and 20, so we'll replay the down. That last run will not be registered for Hayden Hibbs. Panthers got their back against the wall. Caleb Walden is the tight end, lined up to the near side of the line, or to the left side. 1 receiver split out to either side. Here's the snap, the handoff right up the middle to Hibbs again. Hayden trying to barrel his way. What a run that was. That was sheer will. He almost got to the 17. They may give him the 16-yard line. Eric Justice is there for the tackle. It looks like it'll be a pickup of 6 on the carry for Hayden, and that'll make it 2nd and 14. That's the kind of effort it's going to take every single run for this Corydon team.
He just kept going. Barreled on through a couple of them. We finally got enough on him to get him down.
These guys for Brownstown aren't as big, but trust me, they're going to be just as strong as any Brownstown players because their weight program is as good as anybody's.
Their weight program is awesome.
I formation behind Sharp goes to the up back, and Hibbs again. This time he's going to get swarmed. The white jerseys were awaiting. Eric Justice was there again. And looks like he had some help in the form of Ethan Wheels this time. This will be, he'll get positive yardage though, Hayden. Up to the 19, carry of 3. I'm honestly astonished he got that much on that carry. And that'll make it now 3rd and 11 for Corydon Central. They have to get it at least to their own 30-yard line in order to convert a first down. You hear a sound in the background. That's the air conditioner that's right next to us here.
It's working overtime in here.
Yeah, it is. It's a little warmer today than we thought it might be, but it'll get cooler eventually. Sharp gets it out of the under center, takes the snap, drops back. He is hit after he crosses the 20, and then he gets pounded again. There is not very much room for Bobby. The coverage down the field was spectacular. He has not been able to find a receiver on these pass plays. It'll be a 2-yard pickup, 4th and 9, and the Panthers yet again are going to have to punt. I didn't really look downfield to see, but obviously Bobby didn't think anybody was open enough to try to throw that. It'll be Gavin Hanger on to punt, the freshman. Brock Dean is back at his own 44-yard line, awaiting this one. 4:25 left here in the opening quarter. Still 7-0 Brownstown Central in front. The snap. Hanger gets it away. This one's an end-over-end kick, and it takes a friendly bounce on the carpet across the 40. Dean picks it up. That might not have been a good idea, except that he keeps slipping tackles again. And he finally gets hit, but he might have stepped out of bounds. Looks like they're going to mark him back at the 45, so the Panthers catch a break there. They got to do a better job tackling him.
Yeah,
I know some guys are slippery. It's hard. I understand. I get that, but somebody's got to get a hold of him. And if nothing else, try to hold him long enough until you get help.
He's quick laterally. Just get cat quick on that.
Well, he stepped out of bounds back in his own territory. That's about the one good thing that came out of that. 4:09 to go here in the opening quarter of play, and the Braves will face a first down with only 55 yards to reach the end zone. Panthers have had 2 possessions. They've punted both times. Brownstown has a touchdown and a punt to their credit. Hutchinson in the shotgun, got motion from Dean, takes the snap. It'll go right to the fullback. A flag comes down, and let's see what this is about. It's coming from the referee, so this might be coming back. That was a direct snap to the fullback in Alt, and it was a procedure penalty against Brownstown, so that'll cost them 5 yards. Only the second penalty on Brownstown. Everybody struggles with it, even the great programs like Brownstown. Usually week 1, the penalties are pretty bad. But believe this, they'll be a lot better by week 9. If they don't have 5 penalties or less, they might be running in practice later in the season. Hutchinson in the shotgun, 4 minutes, 7 seconds ago, takes the snap, rolls out, gets it out to Trueblood in the flat, caught it. Nice job wrapping him up in the open field, though. And that is Joe McCarty who got the tackle there. The senior showing his tackling prowess. He's playing free safety. That's a pickup for the Braves of 7 yards, but it would have been a lot more if JoJo hadn't grabbed him by the ankle on the near sideline. That's the second completion to Trueblood. He's got 2 catches for 19 yards. And those are the only 2 passes that Hutchinson has thrown so far. He tried to throw another one, but he lost yardage on a sack. Set up in the single wing. Trueblood split out to the far side. The snap, the handoff comes down to Lanier. He gets it. He gets across the 50, and he'll go to Panther territory. He'll have a first down at the 44 of Corydon Central. They did a good job disguising that handoff. Good ball handling there, which is a signature of Brownstown quarterbacks. We're the 47, so this will be 9 yards on the carry for Lanier. That'll be another Brownstown first down. 4 on their first drive, didn't get any. Well, last drive, they have 5 so far. With 3 minutes to go here in the opening quarter, they're still up a touchdown on the Panthers. Here's the snap back to Hutchinson, drops back, looks, he's got nowhere to go, and then he finally gets away, and then he finally gets taken down from behind right at the line of scrimmage. He eluded a couple of guys coming after him. Mason Pedigo getting back there again. Carson Crail was also there to try to apply pressure. A couple of guys got a little too far upfield as It's called over pursuing. 2.5 minutes to go in the fourth, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. No gain on the play that time for the junior quarterback of the Braves. Hutchinson gets back in that shotgun formation again. Here's the snap, hand off to Lanier, gets out wide. He's got some room to run. Then he finally gets tackled at the 40. Beckett Likes was the one who got there. Oh, that's generous. There's no way he got the 39-yard line. That should have been down at the 40. That's a generous spot. That's a 5-yard carry for Lyndon Lanier this time. He only has 3 carries to this point.
Yeah.
Yep.
36 yards.
But he's quick.
He is quick.
He's the guy you do not want. If he gets behind your defense, it's say goodnight because he will be gone. Did it his freshman year. He actually got to play a little bit of varsity his freshman year here at Corydon, and he shredded the Panthers when he was starting out of his varsity career. Hutchinson, same formation, takes the snap, hands it off to Dean. The sweep going out to the wide side or to the far side, and he gets the first down up across the 35. He'll be run out at about the 33-yard line, so that'll be a 6-yard carry for Dean, and that'll result in another Brownstown first down. Beckett Likes is the one who got the tackle. Beckett's a sophomore at 5'11", 150. He's a starting cornerback for the Panthers. Caleb Walden will come off the field. And ball's at the 33-yard line. 1:14 to go here in the opening quarter. Brownstown up 7-0, looking for more as they drive into Panther territory. The snap, the handoff. Lanier gets hit in the backfield, but the tackle not made. Flag comes down, and we're going to have a loss of yardage, but let's see if the penalty holds up. Beckett Likes again getting there. We're starting to see him fly around, but we'll see what the flag is all about because it came from the head official, and it looked like there was a lot of extracurricular going on. Yep, it's going to be a hold on the Braves. Dalton Brassel got tangled up with Jonathan Lynch. Looked like they were about to go into a wrestling match there for a second.
Pretty rough.
It's not easy. These guys up front, the offensive and defensive linemen, it doesn't matter what level of football it is, they never get enough credit. Those guys get hit every single play. You imagine some of these guys are probably waking up sore on Saturday mornings.
No doubt. No doubt.
Get in that ice bath, fellas. Well, it'll be a 10-yard penalty on the Braves. Coach May's not going to like that at all either.
No.
Third penalty for 20 yards, and Braves have really shot themselves in the foot a lot the last couple of drives. Back in the shotgun again, and Hutchinson will keep it on the quarterback run. He gets hit. Ooh, nicely done. Hayden Hibbs laying the lumber down from his linebacker spot. That will be a no-gainer on the play for Eli Hutchinson, and it will be 2nd down and 20 for the Braves.
Hit him hard. Just stopped him.
Hayden is, according to the roster, 25 pounds heavier than Eli Hutchinson. He's given up a couple inches, but he's got 25 pounds on the junior quarterback. They still have to run one more play before the end of the quarter. 7-second difference between the clocks, 20 now on the play clock. Now 17 on the play clock, 24 on the game clock. Braves will set up 2nd and 10 at the 43 of Corydon Central. Hutchinson in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. He will not hand off. He'll drop back. He'll look to throw. He's got somebody down the field, and he overthrew his intended target, Landon Alt, the fullback. That was on the far side of the field, and the only guy down there for the Panthers was Easton Wendell at 5'10", 140, and a sophomore playing cornerback alongside Beckett Likes. 2 sophomores playing cornerback. Both guys were JV players. Now Coach Keller's like, I need you guys to start at corner for me this year. Doing a good job so far. 3rd down and 20, 11.4 seconds with the incompletion. That's stopped the game clock. Play clock not running there as the snap goes back, and Hutchinson's looking for the screen. He's going to throw it there to Wheels, the tight end. He sheds one tackle, gets hit at the 35, gets hit again, finally gets wrestled down as the quarter will come to an end. But Ethan Wheels will get up to about the 36-yard line. It'll be a 7-yard, actually, it'll be a 5-yard. Well, wait a minute. Football's being spotted in a weird place. I think it's going to be a 7-yard completion at the end. But that's the end of the first quarter. At the end of one, it's Brownstown Central leading Corydon Central 7-0. You're listening to Corydon Central Panther football right here on 96.9.
At Harrison County Hospital, your health is their top priority. Dr. John Gonzaba and the entire team at General Surgery Associates are proud to expand their surgical expertise with 2 outstanding surgeons. Dr. Karen Johnson Burkhorst specializes in appendectomy. breast surgery, colonoscopy, gallbladder surgery, hernia repair, and minimally invasive procedures. And Dr. Stephen Thomas focuses on wound care, skin cancers, diabetic foot issues, and more. Call 812-738-0177 today to schedule your appointment. Learn more at hchin.org.
Hey grads, this is Emery Jones, Career Education Coordinator at Prosser in New Albany. Didn't enroll in college? Not sure what's next? Prosser Adult Education is here for you. We offer affordable career training and workforce certifications to help you get skilled, get hired, and get ahead. Stop by 4202 Charlestown Road in New Albany. Visit our website at prossercareers.com or call 812-542-8508 to take the next step. Prosser, your future is still wide open.
Well, Brownstown Central facing a 4th down at the 38-yard line of Corydon Central. It was a 5-yard completion to Ethan Wheels before the break. And the quarterback punts. And I don't know exactly how long Coach May's been doing that, but I'd say it's been going on at least 15, maybe 20 years now. Hutchinson will get it. He'll spin. He'll kick it high into the air, and it will bounce out of bounds right around the 15-yard line. Maybe the 10, actually. No, they're going to say the 8-yard line. So it lands out of bounds. And with the second quarter now underway, Corydon Central will take over way back in their own territory at the 8-yard line. This was the problem last year when these two teams played each other. The Panthers never won the field position all night. And really, they never got anything going offensively. The best play of the night was when Bobby hit Jack Fessel down the near sideline for about a 45-yard completion. Outside of that, there wasn't much the Panthers did offensively. And so far, Panthers struggled early, but it seems like they're starting to kind of put things together offensively, slowly but surely. High formation behind. Here's the snap, handoff to Hayden Hibbs, and he'll get a yard if he got that. He got hit. Man, these guys, Brownstown's one of the best gang tackling teams anywhere in southern Indiana.
They are quick off that line.
They don't really need a lot of size. It helps if they have it, but really they don't need it. But the way they teach, the way they play defense and the way they teach their guys how to tackle, they really don't need a lot of size. They have so much quickness to make up for it. So it'll be 2nd down and 9. Panthers back at their own 9. By the way, they're going from west to east or from left to right here in the second quarter. The Braves are going from east to west or right to left in the second quarter. Panthers way back in their own territory. Sharp takes the snap, drops back. Oh, no, that was dangerous. He threw it. Tried to get McCarty on a long slant. Brock Dean was in coverage. I thought for a second there that one of the Braves was actually going to get his hands on it. Hayden Davis, 5-30 and a senior, was in the neighborhood. It'll be 3rd and 9 after the incompletion from Bobby. Panthers having trouble getting anything going in the passing game. That's the first official pass attempt that Bobby has had, too. The other 2 times they've tried to pass, he's had to run it. It'll be 3rd and 9, back at the 9-yard line of the Panthers. They huddle. They break the huddle, and now we'll look. Try to convert a 1st down. Got to get at least to the 18-yard line in their own territory in order to do it. 2 receivers to either side. Sharp under center takes the snap. Bobby drops back. Pressure's coming. He's got to get away. Rolls out to the near side. Gets up the pass, and it's going to be too deep, and Brock Dean almost caught it.
Well, that coverage was unreal.
35-yard line. He was trying to force that to Cole Simpson, but he airmailed it. Fortunately, it was even too far for Dean to catch it.
That coverage was crazy good. There was no one open.
Secondary is always tough. And they've got a few guys who saw a little bit of time at the varsity level, and then at secondary, that's where their most experience is with this defense. And Coach May's got to be thrilled with the way those guys have been playing so far. Back to punt again is the freshman Gavin Hanger for the Panthers. And Brock Dean is in Corydon territory at the 42-yard line, ready to receive the punt. If Gavin can get the same punt he had last time with that roll, it would help a lot. Been doing well so far. Panthers have protected him just well enough. The snap back to Hanger, standing in his own end zone. He gets a wobbler up, and Dean catches it at the 44. He's got room to run. He's still going up the middle, up to the 25-20. He's got one man to beat. The punter gets him down at the 20. Gavin Hanger is the one who got him. But still a really good return for Dean of about 24 yards. But, man, what a tackle from the freshman there. That's a freshman tackling a senior who, by the way, is about 3 inches taller than him, too. But Dean still returns it to the 19-yard line with 10:41 to go here in this second quarter. Braves in great field position already in the red zone. Again, working from right to left down on the field. 25-yard return. And it will be Hutchinson in the shotgun. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, runs it up the middle, gets hit, and then finally gets dragged down around the 14-yard line. He'll pick up roughly 5, the way it looks. I think they'll say 5 on the carry, so it'll be second and medium coming up here for this Brownstown offense. Hutchinson's doing a pretty good job with his ball handling tonight. Haven't seen any drops or anything like that. He'll be in that shotgun all night. Trueblood, the one receiver, split out to the far side. Oh, that was almost a fumble. Lanier gets it on the secondary handoff from the fullback out there, and that would be Isaac Hampton. Hampton almost bobbled that. Somehow he got it to Lanier. Ball got it a little loose there. It'll be a 3-yard carry. It'll be 3rd down and 2, and Braves very fortunate that didn't go sideways any more than it already started to. Trueblood, again, the receiver, split out to the far side or to the right of the formation. Lanier, the slot back to the near side. Dean to the far side. Hampton is the fullback. He'll get the direct snap. They'll run right up the middle on that shovel play, as Coach May refers to it. It'll be a 4-yard carry, and it'll be 1st down and goal for the Braves down at the Corydon 7.
Who was the carrier?
That was Isaac Hampton who had that carry. He's the backup fullback. So it'll be 1st and goal with the 7-yard line for a 4-yard carry there. Braves knocking on the door of another touchdown. Hutchinson gets the snap. He'll carry it himself. He got hit at the line, and then he got hit a second time as he was getting across the line of scrimmage. Looks like he might have picked up a yard. Beckett Likes was involved in that tackle. A 1-yard carry for Hutchinson. Nice job by the Panther defense. They've done a better job covering that quarterback run. 2nd and goal now at the 6. Ball on the far hash mark. From Brownstown's point of view, that'd be the right side of the field. Going toward the sunset, which is not going to happen for about another hour, by the way. Nice thing about the early season, you do have the sunset a little later. Here's the snap. Hutchinson hands it off on the sweep. Lanier trying to get out there. Actually, it's Nolan Naert, and he walks in for a touchdown after avoiding a tackler around the 5-yard line. Nolan Naert, the sophomore, carries it in for the touchdown, a 6-yard run, and the Braves have stretched that lead to 2 touchdowns now. We have a 6-yard touchdown run for Nolan Naert, his first career varsity touchdown. He's 6'5", 185, and a sophomore, very talented basketball player. Got a little bit of varsity time for head coach Dave Benter and the Braves on the hardwood last winter. Nathaniel Conyer on to kick the PAT. Dawson Branham, the holder, the long snapper, Ian Hutchinson. Everything looked good, and the kick went right down the middle. 14-0 now the score, as Brownstown Central has taken command up 2 scores on the Panthers with 8:26 to go until halftime. You're listening to coverage of Corydon Central Panthers football right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Hello, I'm Dr. Travis Hare, Chancellor at Ivy Tech Community College in Sellersburg. Over 40% of today's workforce is learning new skills or advancing their careers to keep up with the changing job market. At Ivy Tech, we offer flexible 8-week sessions and over 70 programs tailored to Indiana's growing industries, helping you stay ahead. With 55% of students receiving financial aid, Ivy Tech makes education affordable and accessible. Don't wait. Visit ivytech.edu/Sellersburg and let's start crafting your perfect plan. Remember, you belong here.
8:26 left here in the second quarter. Panthers back to receive the Nathaniel Conyer kickoff. Out to the far side, Cole Simpson. In the middle is Braxton Upton. And then on the near side is JoJo McCarty back to receive the kick for Corydon Central. Kyler Vest was another option just in case one of those guys could not be back there tonight. Nathaniel Conyer will come on to kick off. He's added an outside linebacker position to his kicking duties this year. Brownstown does not have a soccer program, so finding a kicker sometimes can be a little tricky. This kick is high, and it's way out of bounds. My goodness. That thing arced all the way out to the track almost to lane 3, I think, there.
Yeah. Sideways.
This will be the best starting field position the Panthers have had. This is their 4th drive of the night. They'll start at their own 35. Their previous drives, the first 2 started on the 20. The last one started on the 9. So this will be an immensely improved position for this Corydon offense here. But they got to take advantage of it. Really need to get something going here. Need to get a touchdown and try to get this lead cut in half. Don't have to do it quick. Take some time off the clock. That would be good, but definitely got to get something going here against this Brownstown defense, which so far has really shown up tonight. They'll go to the I formation. There'll be 2 receivers split out to the far side or to the left of the formation. Here's the snap, quick out to JoJo McCarty, trying to get it in his hands. He got hit in the backfield, and then somehow JoJo was able to get his balance after he almost went down, and somehow he squeezed a yard out of that. So it's a pass completion for 1 yard, and it's about as hard-fought a yard as JoJo will ever have this season. 2nd and 9.
Brownstown's defense is just really amazing tonight. They're right on top of everybody. There's just nowhere to go.
They lost, I think, 7 or 8 starters from their defense last season, but like I said, some of these guys have played a little bit of varsity in this position. But it sure doesn't look like they lost that many starters last year, the way they've been flying around tonight. Really limited Corydon's offense. It'll be 2nd and 9 at the 36 of the Panthers. Under center goes Bobby Sharp, takes the snap, hands it off to the up back Hibbs. Hayden's been their bruiser out of the backfield. He gets across the 40, and he'll get a nice carry here, get about 6 on this one. Braves had a bunch of different guys there. Brock Dean was among them. And this will get it to the 42-yard line, 3rd and 3. And this is the first time the Panthers have faced a 3rd and manageable tonight. Looks like the hot hand belongs to Hayden Hibbs out of the backfield so far. 7 minutes to go until halftime, 14-0. Brownstown Central on top of Corydon Central here at Panther Field on this opening week. 3rd down and 3. First time the Panthers have had a 3rd and manageable all evening. Here's the snap, hand off to Hibbs again. Hayden burrows forward. He gets hit at the 44, still trying to churn up field, but finally gets stopped. And Brock Dean again in on the tackle. Eric Justice also there for the Braves, as well as Cole Robbins, the outside linebacker. This will be short of the first down. 4th and 1. 2-yard carry there for Hayden Hibbs. Well, this is not the ideal place to go for it, but if you're Luke Keller, you kind of feel like you got to take a chance right now.
Yeah. Roll the dice and go for it.
Well, the scary thing is, if you hand it off to Hayden, somebody could be right there with him. They're going to split. JoJo McCarty out to the near side. Out to the far side will be Braxton Upton, I believe. Under center goes Bobby Sharp. He'll take the snap. He'll get the first down on a quarterback keeper. A little David Langdon type play there.
That was a nice play.
A dive of 3. I know you don't want to hear about a Cougar quarterback, but that's the only comparison I have for that play. David Langdon ran that play his last 2 years at North Harrison to great effect. That'll be a 3-yard carry. First down. Finally, the Panthers have their first one of the night. Just past the halfway point of the opening, or the first half of the second quarter, more specifically. 5.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 14-0, Brownstown Central. Upton will be the receiver out to the far side or to the left. To the near side will be McCarty. I formation lined up behind Bobby Sharp, who's under center again. That looks like an encroachment penalty on Brownstown. I don't think I saw movement from Corydon, but it's offside on the Braves. That's what I thought.
It was close last play, but I got back in position to stop.
First time tonight the Panther offense has crossed the 50-yard line. 1st and 5. And that is now penalty number 4 on Brownstown. That's the first time, though, that the defense has committed a penalty tonight. 1st and 5 at the Brownstown Central 48-yard line. Bobby Sharp goes to the sideline. He's got to get that play in quick. Play clock's down to 13. He has got to get this play in fast. They got to get this snap off. Got 10 seconds. They're breaking the huddle at 8. Going way too slow. They're going to burn a timeout here. Yep, Coach Keller's going to burn it. That's a good idea because that took way too long to get to the huddle. Broke the huddle at 8 seconds, and they were not going to get that snap off in time. So Panthers burn a timeout. 5:23 to go here in the second quarter. Brownstown Central up by 2 touchdowns, but the Panthers are driving into Braves territory. You're listening to Corydon Central Panthers football on 96.9 WKLO.
At Harrison County Hospital, your health is their top priority. Dr. John Gonzaba and the entire team at General Surgery Associates are proud to expand their surgical expertise with 2 outstanding surgeons. Dr. Karen Johnson-Burkhorst specializes in appendectomy, breast surgery, colonoscopy, gallbladder surgery, hernia repair, and minimally invasive procedures. And Dr. Stephen Thomas focuses on wound care, skin cancers, diabetic foot issues, and more. Call 812-738-0177 today to schedule your appointment. Learn more at hchin.org.
4:58 rather to go here in the second quarter of play. 14-0, Brownstown Central in front, but this is the first time we've really seen this Corydon Central offense make some hay here in this first half. Starting to get some movement. Run game is starting to look a little better. It already looks better than it did last season up there at Blevins Memorial Stadium. The Panthers literally couldn't run the football last year at all. I think their best run, I think, went for 6 or 7 yards last year. But they're looking better in that tonight, especially with Hayden Hibbs. 2 receivers out to the far side. Cole Simpson is out wide. McCarty in the slot. Here's the snap. Sharp will drop back. He looks like he's going to try to run, but he's not got a lot of room. He'll get to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. He's forced out of bounds, and that was Ethan Wheels, who forced him out along with Brock Dean. Actually give him a yard on that carry. So Bobby got something out of it. Not much, but something. And that will bring up now 2nd down and 4 for Corydon Central for this Panther offense. 4:52 left. Clock stops because Bobby was able to get out of bounds. Play clock is still at 28, so they still have time. They need to get this. Not that the play needs to get in faster, but they got to break the huddle a little quicker, I think. Especially if he gets into a late situation. Panthers have used a timeout. Brownstown still has all their timeouts left. Here's the snap, handoff. Ball's out, and the Braves are going to get it. It was Hayden Hibbs who lost it. Got a couple of yards on that run, and then the ball got knocked out of his arm, and they'll actually mark it at the 45-yard line. So Hibbs goes for 2 and then lost the football, and that is the first turnover on either team tonight. So that drive ends with a crash with 4:46 to go. Panthers had the ball for 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Brownstown only has 55 yards to reach the end zone. And, oh, man. Same formation they always run out of that single wing. Here's the snap. Hutchinson fakes the handoff, drops back. He's got time. Now he's going to have to run it, and he's got all day to run. He gets across the 40 in Corydon territory, now down to the 30, 25. Finally gets spun down around the 23-yard line. But, man, that middle was
open,
wide open. Had nothing but horizon in front of him there for a while. That is going to be a huge game. 32 yards on the carry for Eli Hutchinson, and that will be easily a first down for Brownstown and their biggest play of the night so far.
Heading for 79 yards rushing. Quarterback?
He's been the main guy tonight so far. Quarterback who can run and throw. Here's the snap, and it's right to the fullback, that direct snap play, that shovel they like to run. It gets it down inside the 15. He's going to be close to the first down. Couldn't see if that was Alt or Hampton. It's either one of those two guys who got it. I think that was Alt. Yep. Landon Alt was the one who carried it, and he's going to be a yard short, so it'll be a 9-yard run for Landon Alt. A couple of Panthers able to get there to bring him down, but second and very manageable here for Brownstown. Here's the snap to Hutchinson. Hands it off to Lanier. He gets hit. He'll get the first down, but he'll only get a yard. So I'm pretty sure he'll get it. I think it was Aiden Burke who got there for the tackle. 6'2", 225, and a senior for Corydon Central. No, he didn't get anything. It's third down. Wow. I thought he got the first down on that run. No gain for Lanier at all. Nice job by the Panthers reading that run. Trying to run that sweep to the far side of the formation, just outside the right tackle there, and in Ernest Harrison. Shotgun for Hutchinson. One receiver, Kai Trueblood, out to the near side or to the left of the formation. Motion, snap. Hutchinson looking, lobbing it up to Trueblood. He threw it just a little too far out in front of the near corner on the back side of the end zone. That's incomplete. 4th down and 1 coming up.
Just off his fingertips. He just barely got tips of his fingers on it.
Overall, a pretty good throw, but about a half yard off. 2:55 to go here until halftime. 4th down and 1. I think the Braves are going to go for it. I don't know why they wouldn't, honestly. Here's the snap. Hutchinson's going to run. He's got 1st down and more. He got it down inside the 10. The way it looked, maybe right at the 10. I think they're going to say right on the 10-yard line, 4-yard run for Eli Hutchinson. That'll be a 1st down. Now, when in doubt, go to your quarterback run. And that is a staple of the Brownstown playbook. Brandon Bochting making the tackle with 2:50 to go in the second quarter. Timeout called by Brownstown Central. That'll be the first timeout the Braves have used here in the first half. And we'll pick it back up after this. You're listening to Corydon Central Panthers football right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Are you looking for top quality Chris Stone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Chris Stone in DePaul. At Davis Chris Stone, they have been serving Southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality Chris Stone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Chris Stone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
2:50 left here in the second quarter of play. Brownstown Central set up 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. They'll send Kai Trueblood out to the far side or to the right of the formation as the lone receiver. Lanier will be the slot back to the near side or to the left side of the line. Dean on the other side, and the fullback, I think, is still Alt. Here's the snap. Hutchinson spins, breaks a tackle, gets tripped as he falls inside the 5-yard line. He'll get down to about the 3. David Kalis got him by the shoe, and that was just enough to bring him down. Still a 7-yard run for Hutchinson. It'll bring up now a 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line with 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. I would say they'll probably try to ride Hutchinson as long as they can here.
Got 90 yards rushing. What I've got him for.
Seems like a low number almost.
Golly.
Yeah, you have the 32-yarder he ripped off there. Here's the snap, and off right up the middle. Well, it's just direct snap to Alt, and he walks in for a touchdown, a 3-yard touchdown for Landon Alt. His first touchdown of the season. 3 different Braves have tallied touchdowns so far. Lyndon Lanier, I should say, and then Nolan Naert, and now you throw Landon Alt in there with a 3-yard touchdown as well. It'll be Nathaniel Conyer on to kick, the holder Dawson Brannaman, the long snapper Ian Hutchinson. The snap, the hold down kick is up, and it's right through the uprights. 2 minutes and 9 seconds left here in the first half. Brownstown's lead has grown again, 21-0 now, the tally here at Panther Field on the campus of Corydon Central High School. Drive went 55 yards. It took 7 plays to get there. Braves played penalty-free football on that drive. First time they've done that for, well, actually that's 2nd drive in a row they've done that now. Drive took 2 minutes and 37 seconds to complete. Now the Panthers will get it back, and 2 minutes to go. Seemed like they had everything going at a much better clip there on that last drive, and then that fumble right there in Braves territory. Brownstown takes over, and they take advantage of that turnover with that touchdown. Panthers got shut out last year when they played Brownstown Central on the road. Trying to avoid that same result this year. To get a touchdown before halftime would be great because the Panthers are set to receive the second half kickoff. They deferred the first half kick. Conyer, well, he's going to boot this one short. It's a diagonal kick. Oh, man. Ball's still out apparently. I thought one of the Panthers got there. Looks like they did. That got just a little iffy there for a moment. Ball will be at the 28-yard line of the Panthers. Old Simpson was the one who landed on it. next to Brett Smith for that information. I didn't see who landed on it, honestly. I thought somebody got there, and then it looked like the ball came loose again, and the Braves were kind of scrambling like they were trying to get it. Kind of going with that diagonal kick. That's something Brownstown does occasionally. They don't do it all the time, but they kind of like to see if you're awake on special teams. Good thing for the Panthers, they were. Bobby Sharp will be under center. He'll have the I formation behind him. 2 receivers to the near side. Cole Simpson is out wide in the slot. JoJo McCarty. Snap. Sharp going to the quick game. Out near side to McCarty. Gets a block, but it doesn't go anywhere. Brock Dean grabbed him at the 25 and brought him down. That was too easy for Brownstown there. This will be, well, won't be as bad as it looked at first. Still, it's going to be a 2-yard loss on the pass completion to JoJo. And the Braves are going to call timeout. So they still have 1 timeout remaining after this. Well, Brownstown up 3 touchdowns. We'll keep it here since we're getting pretty close to halftime here at Panther Field. Opening night of the high school football season across the state of Indiana. All Mid-Southern Conference games going on tonight. Everybody in conference play facing each other. You've got North Harrison visiting Salem tonight. And then Scottsburg taking on Madison. Another one of the matchups. That game out at Madison, incidentally. And then Silver Creek just going up Highway 403 to take on their county rival in Charlestown. So it's all Mid-Southern Conference games tonight. And it'll be 2nd down and 12 for Corydon Central. Ball at the near hash mark. And it will be 2nd down and 12 after the screen pass went backwards thanks to that Brock Dean tackle in the open field. Sharp under center as he has been throughout the night so far. Takes the snap, drops back, looking for the long throw. He's not going to have it. He gets hit. He gets rid of it to JoJo, and JoJo slips 1 tackle, but he's not going to slip the rest of them. My gosh. Bobby just trying to get rid of it, and when he got it to JoJo, he tried to turn it upfield, but there just wasn't anywhere to go. They just surrounded him, and I think Cooper Vagu is the one who made the tackle there, 5'11", 185, and a sophomore. A loss of 2 on those 2 pass plays both times, so a total of a loss of 4 makes it 3rd and 14 now for this Corydon football team that having all kinds of issues getting the offense going tonight. Ball resting at the 24-yard line on the far hash mark. McCarty was out there wide trying to get it. See if we can find any score updates from games going on around the area tonight. And at Salem, last update we had, it's to Brandon Miniard there at the Corydon Democrats, 7-0 Salem. Ethan Campbell getting the touchdown for the Lions. So Salem is off to the early lead. At least that's what we know thus far. Not seeing any updates on any other matchups, at least not so far. Sharp will be under center as the Panthers come out of the Brownstown timeout. Braves don't have any timeouts remaining now. Here's the snap. Here's the pitch back to Kyler Vest. Runs near side, trying to find somewhere to go. Doesn't really have anywhere to go. Gets up for maybe a yard or 2. Brock Dean was there. So was Kylis Brock, 6'1", 165, and a senior. It'll be a 1-yard pickup for Vest, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 13 for Corydon Central. Well, Panthers not even going to try to hide it. I think they're going to, well, they might be milking the clock here a little bit. Bobby's still on the sideline. Yeah, I think they're going to try to run as much clock as they can here. And probably going to burn a timeout. That's what I think they're trying to do here. He's got 17 on the play clock, 40-second difference between the game clock and the play clock. Down to 10 on the play clock. I think they're trying to roll as much time as they can and use a timeout here. That's what it looks like. Yep. Coach Keller going to get the timeout with 41.1 on the clock. And Corydon still has one left if they would like to use it. And so we'll keep it here again. We're getting pretty close to halftime here at Panthers will probably be punting here more than likely, pinned back at their own 25-yard line. Brownstown will try to get it back one more time, probably try to put another one up on the board. We do have an update from New Albany right now down at Burke Field. Providence is up 7-6 with 7.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. New Albany gets a kickoff return for a touchdown to bring it within a point. New Albany with a first-year head coach and Mark Clark, former offensive coordinator at Male High School across the river, coming from a prestigious program. And after New Albany had their first winless season in program history last year, they hit rock bottom, nowhere to go but up for the Bulldogs this year. That rivalry continuing. A lot of people think, well, Providence is a small school. Does not matter to Providence, by the way. They don't care.
No, they're tough year in and year out.
Well, the punt coming from Gavin Hanger. He gets it up. Dean has to run back to get it at the 39. Gets up field. There's almost a hold there on that middle of the field. Dean's still going into Corydon territory up to the 35. Finally gets wrestled down, and I think Gavin Hanger got him again. He did. Those neon shoes are really jumping out on that field tonight. For the punter for Corydon Central, who's only a freshman, that's the second time he's had to bring Dean down. And Dean just returned that for 31 yards. Way too much. And Brownstown has a real shot to get a touchdown here, unfortunately for the Panthers. Not a good situation here. They really need to stand tall here against this Brownstown offense. Ball at the 30 of the Panthers. First down and 10. Shotgun for Hutchinson. Takes the snap. Will not hand off. He'll drop back to throw. Almost got hit before he threw. Finally gets rid of it to Ethan Wheels, the tight end. And he's going to be close to that first down. He stayed in bounds. No timeouts for the Braves. 9-yard reception there to the tight end Wheels. All at the 21-yard line. 2nd and 1. Quick. No huddle. Hutchinson drops back, gets hit. He's got room to run. Panthers got to bring him down. Gets inside the 5. And finally taken down at the 3-yard line with 1.2 to go. Clock does have to stop to reset the chains for a first down. 18, and that'll do it. They're going to run the clock out. All was set, and that'll be the end of the first half. That was a run of 18 yards for Eli Hutchinson there. Right before halftime, ball got spotted. They started the clock. And the Braves will come up 3 yards short of their 4th touchdown tonight. Panthers coming off the field, not looking like a confident team, but they've got to try to figure out something here at halftime. They trail 21-0 to the Brownstown Central Braves here at halftime on Panther Field here on the campus of Corydon Central High School. We'll take a break here. We'll bring you the halftime report coming up after the break. We'll have first half stats. We'll have a recap, and we will also update you on other games if we have enough time from around the area, including from the Mid-Southern Conference. All of that coming up at halftime here from Panther Field. You're listening to coverage of Corydon Central Panthers football right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Real country, pure country. 96.9 WKLO, Hardinsburg, Corydon, Paoli.
At Harrison County Hospital, your health is their top priority. Dr. John Gonzaba and the entire team at General Surgery Associates are proud to expand their surgical expertise with 2 outstanding surgeons. Dr. Karen Johnson-Burkhorst specializes in appendectomy, breast surgery, colonoscopy, gallbladder surgery, hernia repair, and minimally invasive procedures. And Dr. Stephen Thomas focuses on wound care, skin cancers, diabetic foot issues, and more. Call 812-738-0177 today to schedule your appointment. Learn more at hchin.org.
Are you looking for top quality Crestone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Crestone in DePaul. At Davis Crestone, they have been serving Southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality Crestone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Crestone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
Giving parental permission for children to drink might feel like a chance for safe supervision, but the reality is you're increasing the risk of future alcohol abuse and negative consequences. In addition to the potential for misuse down the road, we also know that alcohol use by teenagers has a damaging effect on brain development. If you really want the best for your child, ask yourself, what message are you sending? Paid for by Our Place Drug and Alcohol Education Services.
Halftime is here. Panther Field is where we are tonight, here on the campus of Corydon Central High School. Home of the Corydon Central Panthers, opening the 2026 season on the home field tonight, taking on the defending Class 2A runner-up, the Brownstown Central Braves, who came in the preseason #1 ranked team in Class 2A, and that's both by the coaches poll and the USA Today poll as well. And the Braves, especially on the defensive side of the football, have certainly looked like they are worthy of a high ranking in Class 2A. They lead the Corydon Central Panthers here at the halftime break, 21-0 here tonight. Along with our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton, I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play. Glad to have you with us tonight here on 96.9 WKLO, streaming online at WKLO969.com. You can also find us on your Alexa as well. If you just say, Alexa, listen to 96.9 WKLO. Unfortunately, not able to get the YouTube stream up and running tonight, but still a variety of different ways to be able to catch the broadcast tonight. And the Corydon Central Panthers holding serve so far here at the halftime break against a tough Brownstown Central team with a lot of guys who are getting their first real varsity experience this, not just this season, but for their careers as well. And so far the Braves have done a really good job being able to keep the Panthers contained. Offensively, the Braves have looked like vintage Brownstown, especially on that first drive of the game. But other than that, they've been a little bit up and down as far as their execution and their ability to run the plays that the way Coach May and the staff have coached them to do that. So, unfortunately for the Braves, they haven't been as explosive as we've become accustomed to seeing them over the years. But nevertheless, they have definitely shown a high level of effectiveness so far here in the first half. But let's take a look at the drive summary here in the first half of play for the Brownstown Central Braves. They started with the kickoff going out of bounds, so they took over at their own 35-yard line, and it only took them 4 plays to get into the end zone. A quick pass completion on a little short pass out in the flat to Kai Trueblood went for 12 yards to start the drive. They crossed over into Corydon territory on a quarterback keeper from Eli Hutchinson, which ended up going for 14 yards. Hutchinson then gashed the Panthers for 17 more after that. And then the double handoff that went to Lyndon Lanier, who would end up walking in practically from 22 yards out. And the Braves jumped out to the early 7-0 lead thanks to the Nathaniel Conyer extra point. That would follow that, and that came with 11:20 to go in the first quarter of play. Panthers would take over after a touchback at their own 20-yard line. Started off with Kyler Vest running for a yard, followed by a 2-yard loss, and then Bobby Sharp wanted to try to throw a pass on the third play, but he had to tuck it and run for a 4-yard pickup. Panthers were forced to punt, and Brownstown Central took over at their own 49-yard line after a solid return from Brock Dean. The Panthers did a better job offensively. The Braves kind of hurt themselves with a 5-yard penalty on a false start, but the Panthers did a great job hemming in Eli Hutchinson for a loss of 4 yards. Hutchinson would then run 2 more times for 7 yards apiece. That would set up a 4th down, and the Braves would have to punt the football away. So Corydon took over again at their own 20-yard line. Hutchinson punted the ball into the back of the end zone, and the Panthers would set up with 7:18 to go in the first quarter. 3 plays after a holding penalty set the Panthers back. They would go 3 plays, and that would go for a net of just 1 yard. Took 3 minutes and 9 seconds off the clock. Panthers would punt again. The Braves would take over at their own 45-yard line. And for Brownstown, they've got 27 yards, went 8 plays, went into Corydon territory, and actually did punt the ball away to the Panthers. And Corydon took over at their own 9-yard line to start the second quarter. And the Panthers would yet again have to punt after going 3 and out. Just a 1-yard run for Hayden Hibbs. That was all the Panthers could muster on that drive. And so Corydon would punt it again, but Dean had a great return on the punt. He was tackled, incidentally, by Gavin Hanger, the punter, and Hanger brought him down at the 19 of the Panthers. The Braves actually kind of took their time on that drive. Started with a Hutchinson run for 5 yards and a Lanier run for 4. Then a direct snap to the fullback, Isaac Campton, for 4 more yards, a 1-yard carry for the quarterback. And then they went to Nolan Nairn on the sweep to the near side, and he was able to roll into the end zone for the second touchdown of the night. First one for Nairn in his varsity career. And with that, the Conyer PAT gave the Braves a 14-0 lead with 10:41 to go, or 8:26, I should say, left in the first half of play of a drive that went 5 plays, 19 yards in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. The Panthers then would get a shot at it, their best offensive drive, and the only time they were able to ride the ball into Brownstown territory. They went 20 yards in 6 plays. Drive with a quarterback sneak. Bobby Sharp was able to execute on 4th and 1, ran for 3 yards. The only first down of the first half for this Corydon offense. And then Hibbs on the handoff ran forward, got the ball knocked out of his arm, didn't secure it quite the way he needed to. The Braves were able to recover the fumble at the 45-yard line of their own territory. 7 plays, 55 yards later on a drive that started with a 32-yard run right down the middle of the field for quarterback Eli Hutchinson, resulted in a rushing touchdown. It was a direct snap to the fullback Landon Alt. He rolled right into the end zone virtually untouched. And that 7-play, 55-yard drive, which took 2 minutes and 37 seconds, resulted in the 3rd touchdown of the night for the Braves. The Conyer PAT made it 21-0 at that point. Panthers would yet again go 3 and out on their next drive, which started at the 28-yard line. Hanger had to punt it, and again, he had to bring down Dean, who caught it at the 39 in his own territory, ended up going 31 yards on the return. And so not a good situation for the Panthers there by any means. Every drive except for one has ended in a punt so far. The Panthers have had 5 possessions. 4 of the 5 have ended in a punt. The other one ended in a turnover, which is the only one between the two teams here in this first half of play. For the Braves, 11 first downs in that first half of play to the Panthers 1. Braves did get it back at the 30. They would go 2 plays, a pass play to Ethan Wheels, the tight end, that went for 9 yards, and then an 18-yard run on the quarterback keeper for Hutchinson with 1.2 seconds to go. The Braves got up to the line, but the ball was already set, and once it was set on the first down, the Braves didn't have any timeouts left. Clock ran out, and that's how the first half ended here at Panther Field. So the Braves led 7-0 at the end of the first quarter, and they ended up scoring 14 more. 2 more touchdowns in that second quarter leads that to the 21-0 lead they are possessing right now at halftime here at Panther Field. Let's see, 1 turnover for the Panthers so far. Penalties have been the one thing that's really hurt Brownstown. They've had 4 penalties for 25 yards, 1 offside, 2 false starts, and 1 hold, and the Panthers have a holding penalty from their second drive of the game for 10 yards. That's the only penalty that's been whistled against the Panthers so far tonight, as far as that goes. Taking a look at the individual and team yardage here in the first half. So far, the leading rusher for Brownstown Central has been their quarterback, Eli Hutchinson, who has run 13 times for 108 yards. He does not have a touchdown. That's about the only thing that's missing for him as far as his run game so far, but he is leading the Braves in that category. Lyndon Lanier, 5 carries, 39 yards for him so far for Brownstown. had that 22-yard touchdown on his first carry of the night. But since then, the Panthers have done a much better job hemming him in. 2 carries for 12 yards for Landon Alt. That includes a touchdown. Nolan Naird has 1 carry for 6 yards and a touchdown. Brock Dean also 1 carry for 6 yards. And Isaac Campton has 1 carry for 4 yards. In total, the Braves ran the ball 23 times for 175 yards. That's basically a day at the office for these guys when it comes to their run game, averaging 7.6 yards per carry. Eli Hutchinson so far, 4 out of 6 passing for 33 yards. He's done a pretty good job in the passing game. Coach May was very pleased with his performance in the scrimmage against Bedford North Lawrence on the road last week. He's completed 11 of 15 passes in that scrimmage against BNL, a game that Brownstown actually outscored the Stars in. But 8 scrimmages. Kai Trueblood, 2 catches for 19 yards and 2 catches for 14 yards for Ethan Wheels. So far, the Braves have run 29 plays for 208 yards so far here in the first half. So let's say that's right about 8 yards, 8.5 yards a play so far for this Brownstown offense here in the first half. For the Corydon Central Panthers, Hayden Hibbs has been the highlight in the run game. 6 carries, I should say, for 20 yards in that first half of play. Unfortunately, he had the fumble to go with it. Bobby Sharp, 4 totes for 10 yards, and Kyler Vest has carried the ball 3 times for no yardage. The Panthers have just not been able to get anything going in that run game. 13 carries for 30 yards, averaging just 2.3 yards a carry. Bobby Sharp has completed 3 of 4 passes thus far for minus 3 yards. He's been able to throw screens to JoJo McCarty, but they've not been going anywhere. McCarty has all 3 catches for minus 3 yards. So the Panthers have run 17 plays for just 27 yards of total offense so far here in the first half. That's how rough it's been against this active Brownstown defense that has been flying around the field like a bunch of falcons so far here in this first half of play. Taking a look at other games going on around the area and see if we can find other scores. Obviously, we had the result from North Harrison and Salem earlier. The Lions, last check in the first quarter, led 7-0. That was with 7:40 to go in the opening quarter. And other than that, not seeing anything else as far as any updates from there. See if we have any updates from any of the other games around the area. Let's see if we can get one from Scottsburg at Madison here. Might be easier said than done the way this is going right now. But we'll see what else. We have other games going on. We have Silver Creek at Charlestown, Scottsburg at Madison. Those are on the docket for tonight at Cub Field. And let's see, looks like this is the only score so far, maybe. Yep, that's it. It's 7-0 Madison so far. Isaac Roberts, a 15-yard run. The PAT gives Madison a 7-0 lead. That was with 2:18 to go in the first quarter. It has been a defensive struggle so far. Scottsburg tried a 32-yard field goal with 7:45 to go in the second. It ended up being no good. Both teams ended up trading interceptions at the end of the first half. So Madison leading 7-0 over Scottsburg. That's the score right now. That's at halftime over at Cub Field over in Madison. And let's see if we can find an update from Silver Creek and Charlestown as far as that matchup is concerned. It's running just a little slow with the internet. I'm not seeing anything there as far as that goes. If we got any other score updates we can pass along to you here. At New Albany and Providence, Providence led 7-6. That was 7.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. And other than that, I am not seeing any other scores from around the area tonight. You also have Floyd Central. They are out west tonight in Fort Branch over in Gibson County, taking on the Gibson Southern Titans. First time those two teams have met on the gridiron. Well, here's an update from Jasper. 3:45 to go in the second quarter, and it's Evansville Memorial leading the Wildcats at Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium, 20-14. Memorial leading Jasper again, 3:45 to go in the second. And wouldn't be bad to bring up some Jasper updates, I guess, during Corydon games this year, considering head coach Luke Keller is a Jasper graduate and played for the legendary Jerry Brewer, the Hall of Fame coach. So might throw those in a little bit there throughout the season. And so very hard-fought game there. Meanwhile, Southridge playing tonight. I think they're at home in this one, playing North Posey. 5:18 to go in the second quarter. Southridge up 14-7. And thus far, those are the only scores we have from around the area. We'll take one more break. We'll get you ready for the third quarter coming up next. Panthers set to receive the second half kickoff and trailing Brownstown Central 21-0. You're listening to Corydon Central Panthers football right here on 90.
At Harrison County Hospital, your health is their top priority. Dr. John Gonzaba and the entire team at General Surgery Associates are proud to expand their surgical expertise with two outstanding surgeons. Dr. Karen Johnson Burkhorst specializes in appendectomy, breast surgery, colonoscopy, gallbladder surgery, hernia repair, and minimally invasive procedures. And Dr. Stephen Thomas focuses on wound care, skin cancers, diabetic foot issues, and more. Call 812-738-0177 today to schedule your appointment. Learn more at hchin.org.
Hello, I'm Dr. Travis Hare, Chancellor at Ivy Tech Community College in Sellersburg. Over 40% of today's workforce is learning new skills or advancing their careers to keep up with a changing job market. At Ivy Tech, we offer flexible 8-week sessions and over 70 programs tailored to Indiana's growing industries, helping you stay ahead. With 55% of students receiving financial aid, Ivy Tech makes education affordable and accessible. Don't wait. Visit ivytech.edu/Sellersburg and let's start crafting your perfect plan. Remember, you belong here.
Hi, I'm Emery Jones, Career Education Coordinator at Prosser Career Education Center in New Albany. Are you ready to build your future? At Prosser, you'll explore 29 hands-on, high-wage programs, from aviation to culinary, welding to cybersecurity, all designed to launch real careers or college success. Prosser is located at 4202 Charlestown Road, New Albany, Indiana. Need help? Call our main office at 812-542-8508 or visit your school counselor today to learn more. Prosser, where your future begins.
Second half about to get started here at Panther Field, here on the campus of Corydon Central High School, here in the town of Corydon. Alongside our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton, I'm David Deaton with the play-by-play. Thank you for joining us here on 96.9 WKLO tonight. You can find us streaming online at WKLO969.com. And you can also find us on your Alexa. Just say, Alexa, listen to 96.9 WKLO. And Brownstown Central walking into the second half, leading 21-0 over the homestanding Corydon Central Panthers tonight. So where we are right now as far as that goes, Panthers set to receive the second half kickoff. Sun is starting to go down. And the lights are coming on here at Panther Field. Corydon Central will send JoJo McCarty back deep to receive. The Braves will be kicking off from west to east or from left to right here in this third quarter to start. And the Panthers, that's the direction the Braves will be going. It'll be east to west for the Panthers or from right to left here in this third quarter. Back deep, JoJo McCarty on the far side of the field. In the middle is Braxton Upton and Cole Simpson to the near side. Nathaniel Conyer is on to kick it off yet again for the Brownstown Central Braves. Not the most dominant performance we've seen from a Brownstown team in week one. That first half, Panthers still have a chance, but they got to start figuring out what they got to be able to do offensively against this team. Definitely going to be easier said than done after the way Brownstown defended them in that first half. Conyer on to kick off. Watch out for that slide diagonal kick. Here it comes. And the Panthers, it bounced off a Panther, and the Braves are going to get it right at the 50-yard line. Unbelievable. Well, that's not going to get anything done there. Ball's actually at the 49 of the Braves, and, well, this is a dangerous time right now for this Corydon Central team. They only have to go 51 yards to reach the end zone. I don't understand why you jump to try to catch that. Just let it come to you. Hit him right in the chest when he jumped, and he had no way of catching it.
Yeah, it did.
typically in basketball, we talk about jumping leads to bad things happening, and I guess it applies to the gridiron as well.
Better have somewhere to go with the ball if you jump basketball.
Hutchinson, oh man, he faked the handoff, and then it ended up going to Brock Dean, and he ends up getting wrestled down in the backfield. That's one of the best defensive plays the Panthers have made on that handoff tonight. It'll only result in a loss of a yard, but still, much better job by that Corydon front getting back there. Dean will lose a yard. That's one of the few negative plays the Braves have had tonight. 2nd down and 11 at their own 48. And now, back to that same formation. Hutchinson drops back, pressure coming. He gets rid of it, and it's a wide open catch for Brock Dean in Panther territory. Gets down inside the 30. He will not go down. The Panthers doing a bad job tackling there. And it will be a completed pass to Dean. He'll get down to the 21-yard line of the Panthers. That'll be a 31-yard pitch and catch from Hutchinson to Dean, and that'll bring up a first down deep in Panther territory, knocking on the door of the red zone. That's frustrating, especially after you made a great play. Before that, Hutchinson drops back, gets the pass out to Trueblood, sheds a tackle. He slips down at the 10 and finally falls down around the 8-yard line. Going to be another good pickup here for Brownstown Central. And the Braves will be down to the 8. A 13-yard pass completion from Hutchinson to Trueblood. 1st and goal down at the 8-yard line of Corydon Central. Nope. Bennett Likes was the one who got the tackle that time. Beckett Likes, I should say. A flag comes down, and I think it's going to be on the Panthers. Well, that's just, I know the last 2 plays have not gone well for you, but now you're just compounding it. That'll be a 4-yard penalty on the Panthers, half the distance to the, well, is it half the distance? Yeah, it is. Okay. 2nd penalty of the night, 1st one on the defense.
Knocking on the door.
Well, probably going to score again the way this drive's going. Snap, handoff, sweep, near side, Lanier walks in, touchdown. Well, I don't know. It's just, I know this is a good football team, but they are not as fearsome as they were last year. This Corydon team is getting in their own heads again, the way it's looking right now. That's a run of 4 yards for the touchdown for Lanier, his 2nd touchdown of the night. Branham the holder, Conyer the kicker, Ian Hutchinson the long snapper. Snap is a little low, but the hold is good, and the kick is through the left upright and good. 28-0, 10:27 to go here in the 3rd quarter of play. It's all Brownstown Central leading the Corydon Central Panthers here at Panther Field tonight. You're listening to Corydon Central Panthers football on 96.9 WKLO.
At Harrison County Hospital, your health is their top priority. Dr. John Gonzaba and the entire team at General Surgery Associates are proud to expand their surgical expertise with 2 outstanding surgeons. Dr. Karen Johnson Burkhorst specializes in appendectomy, breast surgery, colonoscopy, gallbladder surgery, hernia repair, and minimally invasive procedures. And Dr. Stephen Thomas focuses on wound care, skin cancers, diabetic foot issues, and more. Call 812-738-0177 today to schedule your appointment. Learn more at hchin.org.
10:27 to go in the 3rd quarter. Panthers are down a touchdown. Again, another touchdown. 28-0 is the score on the board here at Panther Field. Daniel Conyer going to try to kick it again, and this one's going to be a squib kick that goes up the near side, and Cole Simpson's going to let that one drift out of bounds, but I think one of the Panthers touched it, and that's why it's not going to be a penalty. If one of the return, if somebody on the return team touches it, well, I never saw the flag come out. Well, they're going to call it. Okay. Well, I thought one of the Panthers touched it, and I thought that would negate the penalty, but apparently it didn't. So Corydon will get their first offensive possession here in the second half. 10:27 to go. 1st down and 10 at their own 35-yard line. That equals the best field position the Panthers have had tonight. It's the second time a kickoff has gone out of bounds for Brownstown Central. One receiver split out to either side. JoJo McCarty out to the far side or to the right. To the near side is Simpson. They'll go with a split backfield. Hand off to Hibbs. He gets hit. He tries to drag his tacklers forward. Somehow squeezed a yard out of that play, even though Eric Justice had him in the backfield. That's a 1 yard pickup. That's borderline miraculous that he got that.
That was all effort. Everything he had to get that.
He is running his heart out tonight on every carry. I don't know, he only has 21 yards on 7 carries, but he's earning every last bit of it, and he's outrun everybody else who's tried to run the football tonight outside of Bobby Sharp.
He's earned every inch of that tonight. Brownstown's defense is just really tough tonight.
They're winning the line of scrimmage, and that's why Brownstown has 326 wins under Reed May, because they win the line of scrimmage, and they're doing it again tonight on both sides of the ball. Sharp gets the snap. He tries to casually run up the middle, but he doesn't get a lot. Looks like he picked up 1 more yard. Just not going to work going 1 yard at a time. Ernest Harrison in on the stop along with Cole Robbins, defensive tackle and outside linebacker respectively. Nice to get positive yardage, but you got to get more than 1 yard. 3rd down and 8, all at the 32 of the or 37, I should say, of the Panthers. 9:12 to go here in the third quarter. Nice night for football, a little on the warm side to start this game, but sun's going down and it's getting a little more comfortable. The humidity's not quite as bad as it has been. Haven't necessarily had that summertime humidity to go with the warm weather that we've had today. Split backfield behind Sharp under center. 1 receiver to either side. Here's the snap, handoff to Hibbs, and he gets toppled. But he's still going to get a yard out of this the way it looks. Maybe not. We'll see. And it's Ernest Harrison who got the tackle. We'll say a yard on the carry there for Hibbs. It'll be 4th down and 7. Just 3 carries for 3 yards on that drive, and the Panthers will send their punt team out there. Gavin Hanger's been getting a workout tonight. He has made 2 touchdown-saving tackles on the return man, Brock Dean. And the Panthers back at their own 38-yard line. Unless you got a clever fake coming up here, this is just going to go right back over to Brownstown. Hanger back to receive the snap for the punt. Good snap, punt. Line drive, not good. Dean going to watch it bounce. He'll pick it up, although it took him a second to get a hold of it at the 25. Now he's broken loose to the far side of the field, across the 35, the 40, 45. Still galloping down the sideline and finally gets forced out of bounds at the Corydon Central 48-yard line. Another strong return for Brock Dean. We have a Panther down back at the Brownstown 37-yard line, and it looks like it's Tristan White. Yep. The junior center, 5'11", 250 pounds. 7:42 to go here in the third quarter. 5th time that Corydon Central has punted the football away to the Braves tonight. I don't know what you do offensively at this point. I mean, I'd say pass it, but it's been really hard to do that tonight because of the coverage in the secondary.
Coverage has been incredibly good.
Easy to say what should happen, but sometimes what you think should happen isn't that easy to do. Hutchinson dropping back to throw, and somehow it's caught, even though the receiver, in this case being Topi, and that being Dylan Topi, 6'1", 165, and a junior. He caught it, but he got hit right as soon as the ball got there. He bobbled it for a second, hung on to it, and now we got another Corydon player a little slow to get up. Ball will be spotted at the 40-yard line of the Panthers. It's an 8-yard completion to Dylan Topi. And we have an injury timeout on the field right now with 7:24 to go here, and it is Joe McCarty. This is the second time he's had to be helped off the field tonight. Wait a minute, is there something else? Got a personal foul on Corydon. Well, this last team, I mean, and this is just the truth. This is the last team you ever want to give a break to, because I promise you they will take advantage of it, and I don't care what year it is. You go back to 1999. I mean, that team was really good back then too, but you go back to the team 4 years ago that went 6-5, they still cashed in when things didn't go well for them. I go back to the first year Reed May was there in 1993 when they went 5-4. You think that team was easy to deal with? I don't think they were either. That was the first team he had. That was after they won, I think, 2 games the year before that. Ball will be resting at the 33-yard line, so it'll be an additional 7 yards. It'll be first 33. The direct snap to the fullback, Hampton, and he does get tackled. However, goes forward, and, man, there's a lot of extracurricular activity going on. Jonathan Lynch getting into a bit of a wrestling match with Ian Hutchinson on the near side of the field. It's a 5-yard carry. And it will be, Hampton gets 5 on the carry. So there was personal foul. I don't know why it was only a 7-yard penalty, but it was. Third penalty for 21 yards tonight against the Panthers. All at the 28 of Corydon. 2nd down and 5 after the Hampton run on the fullback direct snap. Here's the snap to Hutchinson. He'll hand off for the sweep. Lanier gets loose. Flag is down. I think it's going to be a hold on the Braves. Lanier gets tripped up at the 5. Making the tackle there was Braxton Upton, but I think this is going to come back. I think it's going to be on Brown's side. I think Nolan Nair, who was out there, one of the backup slot backs, was the one who held. And, yeah, that's what's going to happen. 6:33 to go in the third quarter. Well, good thing for Corydon is Brownstown hurt themselves there with their own penalty. That'll be a 10-yard penalty. That's the second hold tonight, and rest assured that will be addressed on Monday.
No doubt.
It will be addressed. No, Coach May, he's mellowed out compared to what he used to be way more intense on the sideline. He's mellowed out, but that man is still a competitor to the bitter end.
He remembers.
No, yeah, that's absolutely right. He does. If you knock his team off, he never forgets it. Here's the snap, handoff on the sweep. This is the other Topi. That's Hunter this time. Topi boys getting in on plays now. He gets tripped up at the 36-yard line. It'll be a short gain of 2 yards, making it now 3rd down and 14. Oh, Hunter Topi gets the run that time, short gain. Panthers, they've done that at times tonight, but it's just not been there as much as they would like it to be, but it's definitely been a better effort tackling at times. Here's the snap to Hutchinson, drops back. He's got time to throw. Pressure starting to come. Pocket collapses, and he gets tackled at the line of scrimmage. How about Caden Coons getting there along with Zaven Kalis? They both got there to make the stop. No gain on the play for Hutchinson. It'll be 4th down and 14 coming up here for Brownstown. 28-0, 5:16 to go here in the third quarter here at Panther Field. It's Brownstown Central preseason number 1 in Class 2A, the defending runner-up from a year ago. And I'd say the Braves will punt here. 5 minutes to go in the quarter. Oh, no, he's going to throw. Hutchinson looking for the pass down the field. He's got his man. If he can hit him, he did. Right in the bucket to Kai Trueblood, and that's going to be a touchdown for 36 yards. They are an extra point away from putting the running clock on the Panthers. Well, I thought they would punt. Coach May's like, I just want to get this game over with as quick as possible. Now the running clock is on. If Conyer makes this extra point, it will be after coming up on the next Corydon possession. So that'll shorten this game up quite a bit. Conyer, the kicker. Dawson Branham, the holder. And the long snapper, Ian Hutchinson, the center. The kick is right between the pipes and good. Well, makes it 35-0 now. Corydon Central down to Brownstown Central here on opening night of the 2026 high school football season. We'll step aside here for just a few moments. You're listening to Corydon Central Panthers football right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Are you looking for top quality Chris Stone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Chris Stone in DePaul. At Davis Chris Stone, they have been serving Southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality Chris Stone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Crest Stone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
First passing touchdown of the season for Eli Hutchinson, the second of his career as a varsity quarterback. Kai Trueblood catching that touchdown pass. 36 yards out to wrap up a 5-play drive that went 48 yards, and it took 2 minutes and 51 seconds to complete it. This kick is deep. It's right into the end zone, and the Panthers will take over at the 20-yard line. Third time tonight an offensive drive has started there. 4 rushing touchdowns and 1 passing touchdown. That's what Brownstown Central has. And now with the score of 35-point margin, the running clock will be on for the rest of the night. Game is certainly not where the Panthers were hoping it would be tonight, but still, you don't want to give up. You still got to compete, and right now the offense needs to figure out something. It doesn't really matter what; just get anything going that you can at this particular time, because it has not been pretty tonight. I formation behind Sharp. He gets it under center, drops back to throw, lobs it down to Simpson near side. And Trueblood, I think, got the interception. They're still fighting for it. And they're going to say that he got it. Yep, Kai Trueblood took it away from Cole Simpson. That will be an interception. Well, another turnover for the Panthers. That'll be their third of the night. First interception that Bobby has thrown. And the Braves will take over. First down and 10 at their own 41-yard line. Well, I understand what they were trying to do there, and Cole the throw was just a little too long. I don't want to say it was all on Bobby. It really wasn't, but the throw was just a little too long. But, man, once Trueblood got it, Cole tried to wrestle it away from him, but Trueblood just got it before him, and once somebody gets it like that, it's really hard to take it away. Hutchinson, well, that play blew up. Now the ball's loose in the backfield, and I think the Panthers recovered the fumble. They did. Zaven Kalis is the one who gets it. I don't know what happened to Hutchinson. He spun. He turned around before the snap got to him. I've never seen that happen. In all the years we've watched Brownstown, I've never seen that happen where the quarterback turned before the ball was snapped.
It was different, that's for sure.
That was, man. Well, that's going to make Coach real unhappy. They did have a few times last year they dropped the ball. Micah Sheffer had a couple bad handoffs. He actually dropped a snap once, but I've never seen that before. Hutchinson was turning before the snap got to him, and then by the time it got there, it went past him, and then I don't think he had any idea where it was. Snap, quick throw out to the flat, far side. JoJo McCarty gets the catch, but he doesn't get very far once he does catch it. Brownstown's tackle, this is we talk about Brownstown's offense being so good every year. This defense, I mean, I know Coach May doesn't want to compare it to last year, but I'm going to. This team is just as good at tackling this year as last year's team was. If you get a catch, you're not going anywhere.
No. You're right on top of everything. Coverage, without the ball, everything is just top notch.
Fundamentally sound, as they always are. Sharp dropping back to throw, looking down the sideline. Well, it's a good thing he put some zip on that because Brock Dean was in better position to catch that than Braxton Upton was down that far sideline. 3rd and 7 coming up here for the Panthers. Clock will continue to roll down. Down to 1:20. It is a running clock situation right now. That was, by the way, the first turnover the Braves have had tonight. And I will also say I don't think that's going to happen very much more this year either. Took over at their own 41-yard line. Ball got away from them on the fumble. They're on the bad snap. And the Panthers will now face 3rd and long. Looking for anything they can get right now. Incomplete pass after the 3-yard completion to JoJo McCarty. Under center goes Sharp, 2 receivers near side or to the left. Sharp dropping back to throw, looking down the middle. He's got McCarty in stride. He threw it just a little too far, about a yard too far out in front. Kai Trueblood was back there to cover, and he is not getting up. He may be cramping right now, actually. We're going to have to stop the clock that's the only time it stops. Timeouts or injuries. And that looks like a cramp possibly. Oh, man. I know it's not as humid today, but early in the season when it's warm like this, that is, honestly, I'm surprised we haven't seen that more, but that's a compliment to the players for staying hydrated, though. Because normally when we start the season about the first, 4 or 5 weeks, usually cramping is a pretty prevalent problem.
It's a major thing sometimes.
That's the first time we've really seen it. I got to believe that's what it was. I hope that's all it was. And I think that's Trueblood. Guy Trueblood, who caught that touchdown pass for Brownstown. He will be guided off the field, and we will see a 4th down and 7 coming up here for Corydon Central. But Panther offense is already walking to the other end of the field, so they're just going to let the third quarter run out. And we'll go to the fourth quarter with Brownstown Central in front. 35-0. Panthers, though, down at the Brownstown 27, looking to try to get some points on the board before this night is over. We'll head to the fourth quarter after this. You're listening to Corydon Central Panthers football right here on 96.9 WKLO.
At Harrison County Hospital, your health is their top priority. Dr. John Gonzaba and the entire team at General Surgery Associates are proud to expand their surgical expertise with 2 outstanding surgeons. Dr. Karen Johnson Burkhorst specializes in appendectomy, breast surgery, colonoscopy, gallbladder surgery, hernia repair, and minimally invasive procedures. And Dr. Stephen Thomas focuses on wound care, skin cancers, diabetic foot issues, and more. Call 812-738-0177 today to schedule your appointment. Learn more at hchin.org.
Giving parental permission for children to drink might feel like a chance for safe supervision, but the reality is you're increasing the risk of future alcohol abuse and negative consequences. In addition to the potential for misuse down the road, we also know that alcohol use by teenagers has a damaging effect on brain development. If you really want the best for your child, ask yourself, what message are you sending? Paid for by Our Place Drug and Alcohol Education Services.
Into the fourth quarter we go here at Panther Field in Corydon. 4th down and 7, and a field goal attempt for 45 yards. For the freshman, Gavin Hanger. Simpson is the holder. The kick is up. This thing is not going to make it. It's wide left, and it would have been really tough if it had been straight to make it. However, a flag is down. Ball fluttered out to the left and ended up kind of curving out that way, too. We got a personal foul roughing the kicker on Brownstown. That should be a first down for the Panthers. Wow, that's ill-advised. And I said the other penalties are going to frustrate Coach May. That one's going to frustrate him more than any of them.
They may turn into the cross-country team for a while. I don't know.
Good night. Yeah,
He will make adjustments to cure this problem. These problems.
Well,
yeah, bet on that. They don't get where they are every year by letting things slide.
Never had a losing season. They got Charlestown coming in next week. I think one thing's for sure, they'll be better next week than they are this week. Running clock is on here in the fourth quarter. Brownstown 35-0, leading Corydon Central. Panthers have an I formation. Hand off to Kyler Vest. That's the best run he's had tonight. Gets inside the 10 after getting from the 13. That's a 4-yard carry. And that will bring up second down and 6 here for this Corydon offense. Best run we've seen from Kyler tonight. 6 penalties, 50 yards for Brownstown. They've had 2 for 25 here in the second half. A hold and a personal foul. Braxton Upton will be the wide receiver, split out to the far side or to the left. Panthers, incidentally, are going left to right or from west to east here in the fourth quarter. Snap, handoff to Vest. Kyler got stuck in the morass there in the middle, and he just didn't have anywhere to go once he got to the line of scrimmage. Ernest Harrison was there to finish the tackle. He did get a little help from Cole Robbins. I actually say he lost a yard on the play, so Kyler will go backwards here. Third down, yet again for the Panthers. 7 to go. They got to get at least to the 3-yard line for a first down, but forget about the first down. Go for the touchdown here if you're Corydon. Tried the field goal, and it was kind of a gamble there from Coach Keller, and no way he could have predicted a personal foul penalty, but it worked out for the best there as far as that went.
About as well as it could work out for him.
JoJo McCarty to the near side, Upton out to the far side. Snap, handoff to Kyler, and nobody. That was really good positioning there for the Brownstown defense. My gosh. They just dropped him. As soon as he got the handoff, Down he went. Cooper Vagu is the one who got the tackle there. It'll be a loss of a yard, and now we'll try a closer field goal. This will be a 28-yard attempt for the freshman. The Vest loses another yard. Gavin Hanger going for a 28-yard try, going to try to get some points on the board with 9.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Something is better than nothing. The snap a little high. The hold is down, though, and he missed it wide left. Just went wide of the post there.
Been a really, really tough night, Corydon.
Well, this was the best opportunity they had to score, and Coach Keller told me that Gavin Hanger was going to be the new kicker this year. He's only a freshman. He said he's been getting better in the last few weeks, and he also mentioned that he's really been having to get used to the high school football because it's bigger than the junior high football.
Definitely. Different ball game.
And that does take a little bit of an adjustment there. He said he's gone to kicking camps and everything, so he's got talent. And he's actually been punting pretty well tonight, really, considering the heat he's been under at times. But and plus, he's made 2 tackles tonight too. So it's not like he's been going out there and struggling for being a freshman. He's been holding his own out there.
Probably saved a couple of touchdowns tonight for sure.
Brownstown going to the direct snap. They've got some of their backups in there now. And the Braves, I didn't see who ran that. Fullback is not Hampton, is it? I think it is. I think that's Isaac Hampton. We'll say he got the carry for now. And that'll be a run of 2 yards, 2nd and 8. Got the backup quarterback out there, and Brennan Wingler. Wingler is 6'1", 165, and a sophomore. He's in the shotgun formation. Coach May going to put some of the backups out there. Wingler going to try to run it himself. That's going to be a hold. I saw that right there, and that's going to go for all for naught, as that hold will negate the play there. And that one, if I see it, then I would imagine the official could see that pretty quickly. Bad news for the North Harrison Cougars. They are getting drubbed at Salem right now, 35-0 at Paul Graves Field. Well, Panthers and the Cougars both struggling, so I guess it didn't matter which game we did tonight. Neither one of them have turned out very well so far. 10-yard penalty on the Braves. That's now 7 for 60 yards on the night. Cougars are really young this year, too. We'll get to see them next week. Oh, man, bad snap, and a flag came down. And he must not have been paying attention to where the ball was then.
Right in the chest.
Well, it's going to be a false start on Brownstown, or, well, offside on the Panthers, actually. Never mind. It'll be a 5-yard penalty on Corydon. That's only their 4th of the night for 26 yards. North Harrison, a very young team. We're going to get to see them next week when they host Scottsburg, and it'll be the home opener for the Cougars. They'll be glad to be home, and I'll look at the roster. This, I think, is the youngest North Harrison team we will have seen in the whole time we've covered them here on 96.9 WKLO. They have a lot of freshmen and sophomores on this team, and going to be relying on those guys to try to carry them this year. Here's the direct snap, and Brennan Wingler, the backup quarterback, able to get a little bit of a positive gain there. Gets 4 yards up to the 21 of Brownstown Central on the quarterback keeper. This may just be cleanup time for Brownstown as we're under 6 minutes to go, but these snaps are valuable for these young guys, though. You at least get a feel for what it's like.
Yeah, it's some experience, and every bit of experience is going to help you down the road.
It's interesting because Tom Bradley, the recently retired head coach at Orleans, whenever his team got up big, he was never hesitant to put his JV guys in if there was a chance to do that. And Reed May's the same way. If he gets a chance to get those young guys out there, if nothing else, just get them some snaps against some varsity competition and see how they hold up. This is a handoff that goes out to the near side, and it'll be to Nolan Naert. He will go for 3 yards on this carry. It'll make it now 4th down and 6, and it looks like the Braves might very well be punting here. David Kalis was the one who got the stop there for the Panthers on defense. We've mentioned his name a few times tonight. He and Mason Pettigo have done some good work up front. Caleb Walden as well. 4:54 to go. Still time for the Panthers to potentially get something on the board here. They're going to send back their starting offense. I would project a punt's coming here. Hutchinson is on to do that. Snap back to him. He backed up a little bit to punt. This is a sky-high punt, and he shanked this one.
Straight up.
Youch. Felt like my drive off the tee at Otis Park. Mercy. Down to the 37. That punt only went for a net of 13 yards. Wow. Safe to say that hit the side of his foot.
Yeah. Big time.
So, drive that expires after a net gain of just 4 yards. And the Panthers will take over after that latest drive stalled out. And Panthers, one more chance here to get something on the board. Ball on the far hash mark at the 37-yard line. Best starting field position. First time they've actually started a drive in Braves territory. Well, second time, actually, because that fumble, they started the 30 at Brownstown back in the third quarter. One receiver to either side. Sharp, play fake, dropping to throw, and wow, there was a lot of grabbing going on there.
So
Aiden Hibbs was the intended receiver, and Cooper Vagu was all over him.
he almost horse-collared him from the back. He had both hands, one on each shoulder.
Well, we've got 2 flags.
Slowing him down.
Well, 3 flags on the field, so we might actually have offsetting penalties here. That might be a thing that happens because I think we have pass interference here, but then the flags back there, I think we might have a hold on Corydon. Yep. Pass interference. Those will be offsetting penalties. We'll replay the down. So basically the play never happened, essentially. It did happen, but it doesn't count as an actual play, though.
In reality.
Right.
Oh, what a game.
Mercy. Well, we get our first look at North Harrison next Friday night. Join us from Cougar Field in Ramsey next week, right here on 96.9 WKLO, Scottsburg at North Harrison. 7 o'clock kickoff. Pregame, we plan to start at 6:30 next week. Get it on time. Here's a quick pass to McCarty near side. Gets to the 35. And he went backwards, so he'll only pick up a yard on that pass completion. 2:18 to go. Hayden Davis, the senior at 5'8", 130, is the one who makes the tackle. And then, by the way, in 2 weeks, we'll be right back here again for the annual Big Cat Classic. North Harrison, Corydon Central. That one, as young as North Harrison is, you got to think Corydon's probably going to be favored going into that, but it's a rivalry, and you never quite know what will happen in the Big Cat Classic.
You never know when it's a rivalry.
Last year, the Panthers finally got North Harrison, and North Harrison didn't like it, came back in the sectional. That game was a barn burner all the way to the end. And the Cougars barely got past Corydon. Man, those were 2 really good matchups last year.
Football games, both of them.
I would expect 2 weeks from now we're going to see another good one. Let's hope so. Oh, my, the handoff from Sharp to Vest, I think. Yep, and Kyler got drugged down in the backfield. Ay. Isaac Cockerham is the one who made the stop there, and Cockerham that'll be a loss of 3 on the carry. Cockerham is 5'6" and a junior. That run for Kyler goes backwards, loss of 3 on that carry, and it's 3rd and 12 down to the final minute of the fourth quarter. It's not even 9 o'clock, and this game's going to be wrapped up. Wow. First half went by pretty quick for a season opener, but second half, because of the running clock, it definitely sped things up. Out of the final 48 seconds, play clock down to 10 now, 35-second difference between the clocks. Sharp will go under center, takes the snap, drops back, looks, and throws to McCarty out far side in the flat, and as soon as he caught it, he got taken down. Hayden Davis was there, and so was Connor Brewster, 5'9", 160, and a junior. Those 2 guys converged on the tackle. It'll be a 2-yard pickup, making it now 4th down and 10 after the completion to JoJo. But I think the Panthers are just going to call it a night. Yep, they will.
I can't remember ever seeing this kind of defensive effort this early in the season. Brownstown's defense has just been incredible all night long. I've said that several times, but to see what they've done, witness it in person, crazy.
Well, Coach May said he was concerned about his defense coming in, but that's the least of his concerns after week one, because this one goes final. Brownstown Central gets the victory 35-0 on the board here tonight at Panther Field on the campus of Corydon Central High School. That is, for Brownstown, win number 327 under the Hall of Famer Reed May, who begins his 34th season with yet another season-opening victory. Incidentally, that streak is now up to 21 consecutive season-opening wins. Nobody is better prepared for week one than the Braves, and that is a year-in and year-out tradition of one of the many traditions in this Brownstown Central program. Final score tonight, 35-0. Brownstown Central defeating Corydon Central. We will take a break here. We'll come back with our Davis Crushstone postgame show after this. We'll have final stats and give you an analysis of this matchup, and then we'll also see if we can pass along some final scores from around the area tonight as well, or at least give you some updates on games that are still in progress as well. Again, Brownstown Central victorious tonight, 35-0 over Corydon Central. You're listening to Corydon Central Panthers football right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Are you looking for top quality Chris Stone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Chris Stone in DePaul. At Davis Chris Stone, they have been serving Southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality Chris Stone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Chris Stone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
At Harrison County Hospital, your health is their top priority. Dr. John Gonzaba and the entire team at General Surgery Associates are proud to expand their surgical expertise with two outstanding surgeons. Dr. Karen Johnson-Burkhorst specializes in appendectomy, breast surgery, colonoscopy, gallbladder surgery, hernia repair, and minimally invasive procedures. And Dr. Stephen Thomas focuses on wound care, skin cancers, diabetic foot issues, and more. Call 812-738-0177 today to schedule your appointment. Learn more at hchin.org.
Hey grads, this is Emery Jones, Career Education Coordinator at Prosser in New Albany. Didn't enroll in college? Not sure what's next? Prosser Adult Education is here for you. We offer affordable career training and workforce certifications to help you get skilled, get hired, and get ahead. Stop by 4202 Charlestown Road in New Albany. Visit our website at prossercareers.com or call 812-542-8508 to take the next step. Prosser, your future is still wide open.
Well, the Brownstown Central Braves come in tonight and exit with another win on their sheet. Their first game of the season. They continue their regular season win streak after going undefeated in the regular season last year. Braves come out tonight with a 35-0 win over Corydon Central, 63-0 when the two teams met last season. So the Panthers' drought of scoring against this impressive program from Jackson County, Brownstown Central, that drought will continue on into next season as well. Brownstown Central is in 2A as far as football goes, and the Panthers are a 3A program. And so with that, Corydon Central starts the season 0-1 overall and 0-1 in conference play, while Brownstown Central opens the season 1-0 overall and also in conference play as well. That makes at least now 8 straight quarters that the Panthers have been shut out at the hands of the Braves. And not the kind of night that Coach Keller and the Panthers, or the fans for that matter, anticipated coming into the season with 19 seniors. But a lot to learn about this Corydon Central team, and very little doubt that this will be one of their tougher games of the season. It always is, and it's always daunting to take on Brownstown right out of the gate in week one. As mentioned before the break, that's now 21 consecutive season opening victories for this Brownstown program. I'm pretty sure they've only lost, let's say, 2 or 3 times in week one under Coach May, and that's in 34 seasons. So they've won more than 30 games, more than 30 of the 34 season openers that they've played with Coach May as their leader at Brownstown Central. And they're a program that reloads year in and year out. Very little doubt that winning season streak is going to continue again this year for 34 straight years, barring any unforeseen circumstances that may come about as well. But really good performance, especially defensively from Brownstown. Definitely had some highlight plays on the offensive end of the field as well, and it all results in a victory tonight here over this North Harrison football team. Again, 35-0 ends up being the final score tonight. Let's go over the drive summaries for tonight's matchup, and we'll start you with Brownstown with their first score of the night. Came on their first possession from their own 35-yard line. They'd go 4 plays, 65 yards, capping it off with a 22-yard Lyndon Lanier touchdown run. PAT from Nathaniel Conyer made it 7-0 Brownstown after a 3-and-out and a punt for Corydon. Brownstown also punted the ball away, and that kind of started a run of punts for 5 straight possessions between the two teams. Brownstown would get it early in the second quarter, then 41 to go, and started at the Corydon 19 after a strong Brock Dean punt return. And the Braves would cash in 5 plays, 19 yards, and 2 minutes and 15 seconds. That rushing TD ended up resulting in a touchdown. A rushing touchdown, and it was Nolan Naird who ran it in for the score. So that made it 14-0 after the Conyer PAT. Corydon actually put together a solid drive after that, and unfortunately got into Brownstown territory and fumbled it away to the Braves, who took over at their own 45. 7 plays, 55 yards later, it was a direct snap to the fullback Landon Alt that resulted in the third touchdown of the night. The PAT from Nathaniel Conyer made it 21-0 at that juncture. Corydon would punt. Brownstown would get another great return back to the Panther 30. The good news was that the good news for the Panthers was there wasn't enough time on the clock, because Eli Hutchinson ran 18 yards on the second play of the drive, got down to the 3-yard line. Ball was set, 1.2 seconds on the clock, ran out as soon as the ball was spotted, and that ended the first half of play. Brownstown came out, and Panthers not able to recover the kickoff, kind of a short kick that resembled an onside kick from Nathaniel Conyer. The Panthers had a couple of guys around the football. They were not able to come down with it. The Braves recovered the loose football at the Corydon 48-yard line, and 5 plays, 48 yards later, it was a 4th down. The Braves were facing, and it was 4th and 7, and Eli Hutchinson threw up a moonshot to Kai Trueblood, who hit him in stride right around the 4-yard line. Trueblood would go through the rest of the way for the touchdown, and that PAT from Conyer made it 28-0 with 10:27 to go in the third quarter. The Panthers would go 3-and-out with the punt. The Braves took over again at the Corydon 48. Actually, in that first drive, they actually had it at their own 49-yard line, so they went 4 plays, 51 yards, and then on the next drive, they went 5 plays, 48 yards. Well, hold on a second. I skipped something, because first drive, that's what messed me up. So, all right, so Lyndon Lanier actually had the first touchdown. It was a 4-yard run to the end zone, 10:27 to go in the third, PAT good. The next drive that started with 7:42 to go in the third quarter, Brownstown got it from the Corydon 38. Facing 4th down, they would get the touchdown pass to Kai Trueblood. Conyer's extra point made it 35-0. Panthers would throw an interception. Bobby Sharp trying to launch it to Cole Simpson down the near side. There would be a wrestling match for the football, which Trueblood eventually won. But then on the next play, Brownstown would fumble. A bad snap, a miscommunication between the Hutchinsons, and Corydon took over the Brownstown 30 with a chance to potentially get some points on the board. Panthers actually were able to move the football pretty well, at least for most of the drive. Ended up going 19 yards on 7 plays. Tried a field goal, but Brownstown bailed them out with a roughing the kicker penalty that would ultimately give the Panthers ideal field position. The problem was, let's see here. Problem was that the Panthers did get another chance at a field goal after a couple of unsuccessful run plays, and the freshman Gavin Hanger missed the kick wide to the left. Brownstown would take over at their own 20. They would go 3-and-out right after that, and then the Panthers got it for 3 plays, no yards, to run out the last 4 minutes of the fourth quarter. Again, Brownstown Central 35-0, their final tonight with the win over this Corydon Central football team. 7 in the first quarter, 14 in the second quarter. Neither team scored in the fourth quarter. Panthers not able to get any touchdowns tonight. Frankly, I lost track of first downs. I'll try to estimate it here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unofficially, we'll say 15 first downs for Brownstown tonight. It was really tough for Corydon. I think they had 4 first downs in this contest tonight. Overall, as far as turnovers, 3 for the Panthers, 2 by fumble, 1 on kickoff, and 1 in Brownstown territory early, then the sharp interception to go with it. And then the Braves also had the lost fumble off the miscommunicated snap. So the Braves go +2 in the turnover margin tonight. As far as penalties go, the Braves ended up being penalized 7 times for 60 yards. 3 of those penalties went for 35 yards in the second half, a personal foul and 2 holds. And then for the Panthers, not too bad on the penalties tonight. 4 miscues for 26 yards ended up being the total tonight for this Corydon Central football team. We'll take one quick break here, and after the break, we'll deliver tonight's final individual and team statistics as well as we continue along with our Davis Crushstone postgame show. You're listening to Corydon Central Panthers football right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Hello, I'm Dr. Travis Hare, Chancellor at Ivy Tech Community College in Sellersburg. Over 40% of today's workforce is learning new skills or advancing their careers to keep up with a changing job market. At Ivy Tech, we offer flexible 8-week sessions and over 70 programs tailored to Indiana's growing industries, helping you stay ahead. With 55% of students receiving financial aid, Ivy Tech makes education affordable and accessible. Don't wait. Visit ivytech.edu/Sellersburg and let's start crafting your perfect plan. Remember, you belong here.
At Harrison County Hospital, your health is their top priority. Dr. John Gonzaba and the entire team at General Surgery Associates are proud to expand their surgical expertise with 2 outstanding surgeons. Dr. Karen Johnson Burkhorst specializes in appendectomy, breast surgery, colonoscopy, gallbladder surgery, hernia repair, and minimally invasive procedures. And Dr. Stephen Thomas focuses on wound care, skin cancers, diabetic foot issues, and more. Call 812-738-0177 today to schedule your appointment. Learn more at hchin.org.
Real country, pure country. 96.9 WKLO, Hardinsburg, Corydon, Paoli.
Brownstown Central victorious tonight, 35-0 over the Corydon Central Panthers. The Panthers open their season with a loss, 0-1 overall and in conference play. But the good thing is it's only 1 week of the season. There's still a lot of football yet to be played for the rest of the 2026 campaign. And this will probably be one of the tougher opponents the Panthers face throughout the course of the season in this Brownstown team. Not the way they wanted it to go tonight, but the Panthers still have a lot of winnable games ahead of them and certainly will be looking to try to get things going in the right direction as we go through the rest of the 2026 campaign. 19 seniors on this roster certainly do not want this to be the kind of game that they don't want this to become the week in and week out norm as they go through the rest of the season. North Harrison did manage to get a touchdown with just under 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Ryland Simpson getting a quarterback sneak for a touchdown, and Salem dispatches North Harrison tonight up in Salem 35-6. The final there as the Lions pick up a big win there to start their season, their second season with head coach Roger Pennington. And as for North Harrison, they're now 0-1 overall and in conference play as they will be taking part in their home opener next Friday night. We'll be there for it when the Scottsburg Warriors visit the North Harrison Cougars up in Ramsey. Meantime, in the third quarter at Madison, this is a defensive slugfest. Madison 7, Scottsburg 0. That's the last update we had on that. And any other high school games tonight we can give you updates on here. Halftime, well, good night. First ever varsity game for the Henryville Hornets tonight. They're only playing a couple of games this year. They'll have a full schedule in 2027. But they're getting a taste of what it's like under the Friday night lights because Clarksville has dominated them. 56-20 is the halftime score between the Generals and the Hornets. So welcome to high school football, Henryville tonight. And Jason Hawkins beginning year 2 at Clarksville. Meantime, at halftime, down at Burke Field in New Albany, it is the Bulldogs of New Albany leading Providence 14-7. That is the tally there. And at Madison, I already know, was 7-0 Madison at the end of the third quarter. There also had Jasper taking on Evansville Memorial. And Memorial has run away with this in the second half. Last check in the third quarter, they were up 41-14 in the Wildcats at Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium there in Jasper. So that's the story there as far as that goes with Jasper and Memorial. Other than that, don't really have any other scores, at least at this point, around the area. See if we can find anything that's gone final. I can't really find anything else right now. Jennings County is facing Paoli tonight at Cookfield. That game over on Mix 95.3 WUME. West Washington hosting Eastern Pekin tonight. And a Washington County rivalry, Jeffersonville visiting Lawrence Central tonight. Also have Bedford North Lawrence at home taking on Martinsville. See if we can find a quick update on BNL here. They are hosting the Martinsville Artesians. And see if we can find something up there at Stars Field. It is Martinsville. Actually, BNL's leading 25-23, 11 to go in the third quarter. Last update there from BNL. All right, we'll take one more break, and we'll come back and wrap things up for the night on our Davis Crushstone postgame show. You're listening to Corydon Central Panthers football right here on 96.9 WKLO.
Are you looking for top-quality Chris Stone in Harrison County? Look no further than Davis Chris Stone in DePaul. At Davis Chris Stone, they have been serving Southern Indiana for years, providing the highest quality Chris Stone for all your construction needs. Their locally sourced stone is perfect for driveways, roads, landscaping, and much more. Plus, the friendly staff can assist you with your order, ensuring you get exactly what you need. They'll even deliver it right to your doorstep, making your project hassle-free. Choose Davis Chris Stone for your next project. Give them a call at 812-347-2707.
Well, let's go over the final individual and team statistics here before we wrap up tonight. Brownstown Central leading rusher was their quarterback, Eli Hutchinson, 14 carries, 108 yards. He had all that yardage, I should say, in the first half of this game. Lyndon Lanier, 6 carries, 43 yards, and 2 touchdowns. 2 carries for 12 yards for Landon Alt. Landon Alt, 2 carries for 12 yards. Isaac Hampton, 3 carries, 11 yards, 2 carries for 9 yards for Nolan Naird. Brock Dean carried the ball twice for 5 yards tonight. Naird, by the way, did have a touchdown, as did Alt, and 1 carry for 4 yards for backup quarterback Brennan Wingler tonight. 31 carries, 194 yards, 6.3 yards a carry for the Braves on the ground. Eli Hutchinson, pretty accurate overall tonight. 8 out of 10 passing, 121 yards and 1 touchdown. That ended up going to Kai Trueblood, who had 4 of those catches for 68 yards. 1 catch for 31 yards for Brock Dean. Ethan Wheels caught 2 passes for 14 yards, 1 reception for 8 yards tonight for Dylan Topey. The Braves ended up running 41 offensive plays for 315 yards. Total offense tonight, just about 8 yards per play. As for the Panthers in this game tonight, Hayden Hibbs, the leading rusher, with only 8 carries for 22 yards. Bobby Sharp had 5 carries for 11 yards. And then Kyler Vest ended up carrying it 7 times for a total of -1 yard. Here tonight at home, the Panthers only carried the ball 20 times for just 32 yards, 1.6 yards per carry tonight. As for Bobby Sharp, he ends up attempting 10 passes, and he completed 6 of those 10 passes, but he only got 3 passing yards in this game, and all of those catches went to JoJo McCarty. He threw 1 interception in this game tonight, did Bobby, so the Panthers ran 30 plays for just 35 yards of total offense tonight. Really rough start for Corydon Central in that respect. Panthers will try to bounce back next week. They will be on the road for the first time in 2026. They'll visit Cookfield and Paoli to take on the Paoli Rams. You'll be able to listen to that game on our sister station, Mix 95.3, next Friday night. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. Dave Dedrick and Bert Pedigo will start pregame around 6:35 or 6:40 next week with the Panthers visiting the Rams. So if you can't make it to the game, you can listen to it online at WUME953.com. You can also catch the broadcast on YouTube as well, WUME Mix 95.3. And you can also listen to it on your Alexa. Just say, Alexa, listen to Mix 95.3 WUME. As for us next week, we'll have our first look at the North Harrison Cougars right here on 96.9 WKLO. The Cougars will host their home opener with the Scottsburg Warriors visiting Cougar Field in Ramsey. Like Brownstown Central, the Warriors lost a large, talented, and successful senior class after last season. including four-year starters like Nathan Bird and running back Landon Shuck. The Warriors will have many new faces under the Friday night lights after finishing as a sectional runner-up for the second time in the last 3 seasons. The Warriors fell in Trafalgar to Indian Creek 49-13 in the sectional championship after going 9-3 last season. The Warriors will sport a new starting quarterback, a new feature back, new linemen on both sides of the line of scrimmage, along with a number of new varsity receivers. On defense, the Warriors will have a huge hole to fill with middle linebacker Garrett Bowling having moved on to the next level. The Cougars are looking to build around a young core that does not have a lot of Friday night experience. Sophomore quarterback Ryland Simpson will be taking the snaps this season, and he will have a couple of backs to give handoffs to, including senior running back Cooper Clooney. So join us for our broadcast next week. We'll get started around 6:30 next Friday night from Cougar Field on the campus of North Harrison High School in Ramsey. Kickoff scheduled for 7 o'clock. Catch Corydon Central and North Harrison football throughout the season right here on 96.9 WKLO, streaming online at WKLO969.com, as well as on your Alexa and on our YouTube channel, WKLO 96.9. As we close up shop for the night, we would like to thank all of our great sponsors, Harrison County Hospital and Our Place Drug and Alcohol Services here in Corydon, Ivy Tech Community College in Sellersburg, Prosser Career Education Center in New Albany, and Davis Crush Stone in DePaul. Most of all, thanks to you for listening to our Corydon Central football broadcast tonight. Once again, the final score, it was Brownstown Central 35, Corydon Central 0. The Braves will be at home to take on Charlestown next week before hosting New Albany the week after on September 4th. And then the Braves will be back on the road again on Friday, September 11th, when they visit Salem. The Panthers are at Paoli next week, and we'll be back here with the Panthers again 2 weeks from tonight when they host North Harrison in the annual Big Cat Classic. And then the Panthers will be traveling to Scottsburg to take on the Warriors after that on Friday, September 11th. Again, next week we'll be at North Harrison for Scottsburg at North Harrison. Kickoff at 7, pregame right around 6:30. A new edition in the 33rd season of Indiana Sports Talk with Bob Lovell is coming up next. We thank you for listening to our broadcast and for listening to our postgame coverage presented by Davis Crush Stone. For all of your crushed stone, lime, and aggregate needs, call Davis Crush Stone at 812-347-2707. Indiana Sports Talk, by the way, is on from 9:30 to midnight every Friday night right here on 96.9 WKLO. For our statistician and analyst, Greg Deaton, I'm David Deaton saying have a great night and a great weekend here from Panther Field on the campus of Corydon Central High School here in the town of Corydon. This reminder on the way out, keep your heads held high, love each other, be a light in your community, and may God bless America. Thanks again for tuning in tonight. You've been listening to coverage of Corydon Central Panthers football right here on 96.9 WKLO.
High school football on 96.9 WKLO. Sponsored by Our Place Drug and Alcohol Education, Prosser Career Education Center, Davis Crush Stone, Ivy Tech Sellersburg.